Yeah, it is the Ron and Fez show from in the back. 866-RON-0-FEZ. 866-RON-0-FEZ. Just trying to put together a little fake studio. Seconds before the show starts today. It's a very Daytona 500 kind of pit stop going on right here. I'm trying to see, Earl, let me see if, can you speak with us?
Yes, I can.
All right, good. And what did you do before the show today? Anything, buddy?
I was attempting to get the show ready. I was attempting to get the studio ready.
Where's the opener?
Well, that was one of the things I was attempting to get ready for the show, but of course I got pulled into a million different directions, and I was like, I need to put the show opener together.
So who pulled you away rather than do the show opener?
Dave.
Okay. All right. Hey, Fez Watley back in today. Fez, how are you?
Good, buddy.
You feel all right? His mic sounds way different to mine. We had gigantic mic problems on Friday too, where large pockets of the XM Nation either couldn't hear me or the callers. So, does that sound okay to you, Earl?
How does it sound, Earl? Oh, it sounds awful to me.
Yeah, you sound very tinny.
Yeah.
You sound okay. Just need to juice you up a little bit.
Juice me up a bit.
Then you go ahead and do that.
I think he's trying to come on to me.
You know, I wonder why, like, when I watch Letterman, I never see him going, what's wrong with these cameras? How come the cameras aren't set up properly?
Is Paul Schaefer's mic off?
You no one ever asked the host of TV to start directing the TV show as it's going on. These are questions I'm talking to you about, Earl.
No, I mean, again, it was just a situation that, you know, we were just trying to do a lot of things at once, trying to make sure everything worked okay. And
what did you try to make sure worked okay?
You know, make sure that the hookups were right as far as, you know, being connected to the proper studio.
There was no replay, right? You knew that.
Actually, this room was live. This room, they were running the replay out of this room, so we didn't do a lot of
instant replay, you idiot.
Oh, the instant replay. I'm sorry. We were trying to find connector cables to make sure that worked okay. All right.
And yet, no one brought that up until 5 minutes before the show when I said it, and then everyone went and got connector cables. So I don't know what would have happened.
That was brought up to me when I walked in, and that was a situation. Again, we were trying to rectify.
You know what you ought to get is one of those clipboards that has everything that you need to do, and then as you accomplish each thing, you could check it off.
Yes, I was attempting to do that, but it didn't work out.
What were you attempting to do? Go to Best Buy, pick up some stuff? What were you how did the attempts go awry?
No, I mean, things were assumed that were wrong.
Yeah, but if you had the clipboard, you'd be able to go, okay, do I have an instant replay? Do I have computers for Fez? You know? And then you click them off one at a time.
Yes, you're correct.
I should have told you about this before, shouldn't I have?
No, not at all. I mean, this is something I should have been very well aware of. And again, that was things I was trying to rectify before the show. I was like, okay, these are the things that they need. And again, it was just getting completely sidetracked.
The one piece of equipment he knows works is the snack machine. That is working perfectly.
I came in here today and I saw everyone in a blind panic. Literally in a panic. Like you did not know that Wiki had this, was doing this build-out with the other studio for a long time.
No, I was very well aware of it, but again, just things kind of went crazy.
Why would they go crazy? You've had a month.
I can understand how that whole show open thing catches you off guard after almost 2 years.
Yeah, how did that grab you, where we do the exact opposite show opening?
That'll sneak up on you.
Earl?
Well, again, I was like, okay, let me load the show opening, but there were matters that were supposedly more pressing that I had to absolutely take care of at that moment.
More pressing than the start of the show.
That's what I said. That's exactly what I said.
Who are you saying this to? Who are these people? Is it God?
Oh, Lord.
Who could pull you away from your job?
Again, I was told, I was like, they need your attention. It has to be done right now.
Who is they? I want some specific names, Earl.
Well, Dave. Dave was saying this has to be done right now. This has to be taken care of.
What was it that Dave couldn't do?
Honestly, I don't know. He was like, you need to talk to the guys. We are in a problem with the instant replays. And I went, well, I have to take care of this now. Mm-hmm. And he was like, this can wait. I
didn't see you in here working on the replay.
Well, I was trying to grab one of the engineers just to see what the situation was.
So, right now, if you had to put the blame on anybody, it would be Dave?
Well, specifically for the opener, yes, that would be Dave.
Okay. Hey, Matt, whoops. Let's see. Matt, you're on Ron and Fez.
Hey, Miss Pre-Employed Earl.
Yeah, me too.
Yeah, just wanted to say everything sounds fine on the air. You're coming through fine.
All right, thank you very much, brother. I appreciate it. Here's Paul. Paul, you're on Ron and Fez.
1867, buddy.
Yeah, what do you say, pal?
Hey, I mean, I like Earl and everything, but if there was a place kicker in the NFL and he just attempted to do his job and not do it, he wouldn't have one. So how does Earl...
Hold on. What if that place kicker was the only black guy on the team?
I guess you'd have to keep him. Good
Perfect.
Good.
All right, 866-RON-0-FEZ. 866-RON-0-FEZ. Here is Peter. Peter, you're on Ron and Fez.
Hey, Ronnie, you're the best. Fez, good to hear you back, buddy.
Thanks, pal.
Ronnie, at this point, this is just making you look bad. This kid's a fuck-up.
Mm-hmm.
So you got to get rid of him.
Yeah, but here's the other point, too. It's karma. I've lived a horrible life, and this is my punishment. As a matter of fact, I have the feeling I've been dead for 10 years. If I had to guess, I'm like Tim Robbins in whatever that crazy post-Vietnam movie was. And I've been dead for 10 years, and this is my punishment. Here is Richard. Richard, you're on the Ron and Fez show.
Hey, Ronnie, what's going on?
Yeah.
Hey, maybe I don't pay close enough attention to the show, but I thought Earl was Dave's boss. And now you've got Dave telling Earl what to do? Is that what's happening?
Yeah, it would be very hard for me to understand what it's like to have one of your subordinates stop you from doing your job because they were making a mess. Wouldn't you be yelling at those guys, Earl, and straightening them out?
Yes, under normal circumstances, yes. But when I'm being told, he's like, you need to talk to the guys immediately. I mean, it has to be taken care of.
Then, Earl, will you do something about this Dave situation? Is it time for a suspension? Do we cancel the wedding?
Do we stop this power trip he's on?
Do you feel like Dave really isn't working out here?
Well, I mean, as far as the wedding, I mean, I don't know. I don't know what the situation is with this wedding. I really don't.
What do you mean you don't know what the situation is? You're the executive producer.
No, well, let me rephrase that. I'm just saying, as far as the wedding, I mean, I wouldn't cancel the wedding. Not yet, but,
is shit going to roll downhill? Are you going to get your staff together?
Yes, I will.
And what are you going to do about it? Is somebody's ass going to be either fired or suspended for today? That the little shit studio wasn't set up. By the way, I don't know how the folks in Frank's place do it.
No.
This is like the old 1950s, how many people you fit into a phone booth. And for anybody under the age of 25, a phone booth is a place that you used to have to go before cell phones. I don't know why, but Superman would change there. What are you going to do to him, Earl?
We're going to have a nice long talk after the show.
Why a long talk? Why can't you make a move?
It's not a matter of making a move. It's just there's some things I just want to say and things that need to be addressed, and I'll address them after the show.
I don't think you will. Here is Whitetail. You're on Ron and Fez.
Hey, buddies.
Yeah.
The Jacob's Ladder is the name of that movie with Tim Robbins that you were looking for.
Thank you very much. Go into the big-ass prize closet, my friend.
Great.
Help yourself to something wonderful in there. Something fantastic.
We'll get you a DVD copy of Atlantic Records' The House That Ahmet Built, courtesy of Rhino Entertainment.
Freak Dog, how are you, buddy?
Yo, y'all better come correct. That show opener is culturally biased to my man Earl.
866-RON-0-FEZ, 866-RON-0-FEZ. Do you feel like the opening is culturally biased?
No, not at all. Who doesn't like the band Love?
I wouldn't know. I didn't get an opportunity. Earl, who puts together the openings for you?
Pepper. So
all you had to do was hit play. That was the only responsibility you had left, right?
Yes, but we had it in a different format. Usually you have an audio format and a WAV format. We had it in a WAV format, and I was going to load it through the WAV format, and that's when I got sidetracked, and then we couldn't get it.
By who?
By Dave.
What did Dave want again?
He just told me that I needed to speak to them immediately.
To who?
To you and Fez.
So you didn't speak to us immediately. You talked to us 5 minutes before the show started.
Long before it was time for you to push that one button, George Jetson.
Wave. So that was 5 minutes before, right?
Yes.
And plus, as the executive producer of the show, don't you want to talk to the host every day before the show?
Oh, of course.
He's shy.
Were you not going to then if Dave didn't come in?
No, I had every intention of doing that, but again, there was just so many things going on. It wasn't no disrespect to you guys at all, but again, there was a lot going on. And
but what happened in the 5 minutes that you had since you came slinking in here, staring at your shoes and shallow breathing, and the start of the show? What happened then?
Again, I didn't mean it that way. I was just, again, there was so many things going on, and I had to take care of so many things before the show started, and I wasn't in a panic. I was just concerned.
But what happened in the 5 minutes that you had to hit the play button?
Again, we were having some trouble loading one of the CDs, and that was a problem I was trying to take care of. I was like, okay, why is this thing not loading properly?
So that seems far away from the Dave problem, though.
Yes, but I was in the midst of taking care of that. That's when I got called.
What is he talking about, Fez?
I don't know. Apparently he was trying to load a CD into Dave, and that's where the problems all started.
Here is, let me go to Brian. Brian, you're on the Ron and Fez show.
Hey, buddies.
Yeah.
Hey, in this day and age, you have Lily is a Muslim, is she not?
Yes, she is.
Well, I think, aren't they, Lily and Earl, kind of interchangeable on the equal opportunity scale now? Couldn't you drop Earl and still be okay because you employ Lily?
Very good question. Earl, would you be willing to step down for Lily?
No, I would not be willing to step down for Lily. Not at all.
Would you be willing to get rid of Dave for Lily?
Dave for Lily? That's very intriguing. That's a very, very good proposition, but that's the one I have to think about.
You can't think. You got to go. We're on the air now. I can't tell people, please check back in here 7 hours from now for the rest of the show.
If I had to swap out Dave for Lily, I would say no.
Dave for Pepper?
Dave for Pepper? Yeah, I would swap out Pepper for Dave.
So why aren't you doing that if you're the executive producer? Why aren't you trying to put together the best team possible for Ron and Fez?
No, I will. I mean, it's not something that, it's something I would do in a heartbeat and then would do, but I got to go through proper channels.
So is that what you're planning on doing?
Yes, that's something I'm definitely want to do.
You're going to put the paperwork in motion to get rid of Dave.
Yeah.
And bring in Pepper Hicks.
Well, good news for you, Pepper Hicks. Congratulations. As soon as the paperwork goes through, you're in.
There's been a case study done, apparently, and now the paperwork's being filed.
This is what I always wanted, guys.
Sure. Hey, welcome aboard. Welcome aboard. Personally, I feel like you've been shanghaied.
Hope you don't get caught up in all that red tape for Earl's paperwork filing.
Here is Bill. Bill, you're on Ron and Fez.
Hey, let me get this straight, Ron. You were there 5 minutes before the show.
Yeah, I really was today because I caught a cab.
Did you just know that Earl was going to fuck up? Or?
Well, I knew that I knew Fez was coming back, so I knew I'd be seeing pie-eyed. And then also I knew that we were in this other shit studio, Frank's place, as they call it.
Frank should have a bigger place.
Frank's actual coffin is bigger than this. Steve just came by and is laughing at us. It really is. It really feels like play radio. Like it's not real radio.
Yeah, we got an old refrigerator box, and we're pretending that's our radio studio.
Everyone brings up the term refrigerator box as if you would see them much. You know what I mean? Like, almost as if that was a common thing. I think I've seen one refrigerator box over my entire lifetime, and yet everybody acts like that's all they played in when they were kids. Here's Ron. Ron, you're on the Fez.
Yeah, do you ever get tired of taking 30 minutes out of every day to explain to Earl what he's not doing?
I think it's, the funny thing is, it's far more because you're not listening off the air. Off the air, it's even worse. And then we have to go, Wiki has this conversation with him. Elo would, but Earl hides from him.
I don't call it hiding.
What would you call it, Earl?
Hiding.
Witness protection.
Who is your dream team right now? Tell me the truth. Are you now? You tell me on the air that you're going to try to replace Hicks, with Dave. And what a better time for Dave to get fired. It's just as he's getting married. But when is this all taking place? Or is this just something you say on the air to deflect the responsibility for yourself?
No, it's something that will happen after the show today. I'll make a phone call. I'll shoot an email. This thing is going to happen.
Good. And it's going to happen why? Because he asked you a question before the show? What are your reasons going to be?
I mean, honestly, there's a lot of reasons. I'm like, sometimes I always try to tell him, I'm like, it's like, Dave, you're part of the show too. Sometimes I need help too. Sometimes I need to,
So when are you writing up the email? When can we expect the email before you send it to Wiki?
After the show.
I want it before. I want you to be able. Want you switch out with Pepper right now, and then you write up the email, the actual email that you're going to send to Wiki.
I want the subject heading to be, "My God, I'm only one man."
I'm fucking serious about this, Earl. I really want you to do it, and I want to be able to read the email, okay?
All right.
All right, so switch out. I think 15 minutes is enough time to put the email together. Does that sound like enough for you?
Yeah, that's enough time for me.
All right, so 15 minutes from right now. Now, I won't be able to tell because I don't have a clock in here. In the year 2007, my show has not mastered time. So I just feel like I'm going to have to guess 15 minutes from now. So, Hicks, this is exciting news for you. Best of luck.
This is fucking great.
Yeah, I know. What was the opening going to be today?
High fidelity into 13th floor elevators.
The kid's always thinking.
Yeah, that would have been great.
Yeah.
I would have loved to have heard that.
Sure.
It really was great. I mentioned Monday. It was nice. I was happy about it.
I like the fact that you're the first person I've known yet to care about the openings. Maybe the first person ever. All right, Fezzy, welcome back to the show. How you feeling?
I'm feeling pretty good today.
Good. Are we going to keep you for the whole show, or you're going to attempt to put together your first week?
I'm going to do my best. Yes, I will be here for the entire show today.
Well, I'm glad that you came back to be in the space station with me. I don't know how those guys do it. Can you imagine living like this?
No, that's got to be the worst thing ever, where you're just that cramped in. You're not only on top of someone. All right, imagine me and you. We're in here now, but now imagine that we're floating around each other as well in the same tiny space. Hideous.
What's happening out there in the world, Fezzy?
British researchers are studying a form of synesthesia where people claim they can feel it when they see other people being touched. So, like, if I saw Dave touch you on the arm, I would actually feel it on my arm. So these are the synesthetics. I have a touch of this where I see numbers and colors and people as numbers. We've talked about that before. So, actually, this is like a literal thing of I feel your pain.
I don't believe it, though.
Well, they think the way it works is that seeing someone else get touched sets off neurons in the person's brain that activates their own touch center. So they're so empathetic to seeing that scene that they can feel the touch in their brain, even though it's not actually on their arm. Okay.
So their brain will actually kick in as if that happened. So by going by this, if you shot somebody in the heart in front of them, they should die.
Yeah, that should happen.
If they don't, the whole thing's a lie. Like all synesthesia.
Not all synesthesia is lying. So, I mean, it seems like it's just an advanced form of sympathy pains.
Well, everyone has grabbed their crotch when they saw somebody get hit in the balls.
Right.
You can't watch that stupid, wackiest home videos without grabbing your own nuts.
Yeah. One that I have is I can't stand to see anybody have a problem with their eye. Like if someone else has something in their eye.
I do right now.
Oh.
I got my thumb in my eye.
See, that'll instantly make my eyes start watering. I can't see anything with the eyeball that my eye...
Ow! I scratched my eye.
Don't scratch your cornea.
I did. I scratched the cornea.
They can't fix that.
Oh, I've actually even pulled a little layer off. Look at that, Fez.
Oh, no.
A little layer off my eye.
Look. Stop. I can't see because my eyes are watering up.
Your eyes water up every show. Hey, it's our buddy Hard Rock Johnny. Johnny, how are you, pal? Oh, we lost you. Here is Chris. Chris, you're on Ron and Fez. Oh, you know what? I'm doing it on the wrong side, I think. Chris, I'm running this whole thing off a laptop, and I forgot. It's the exact opposite of when I use it in the other room, in the real studio. How you doing, Jason?
Hey, what's going on, buddies?
Hey, pal.
Hey, if these guys watch porn, do they get off?
I think everyone does that. Here's Rocky. Rocky, you're on the Ron and Fez show.
Hey, I just want to know if Earl publicly apologized to O&A yet.
Right now, Earl is firing Dave as we speak. It's I'm going to make him send this out, too. This is going to be the boy who cried wolf. I am going to teach Earl a lesson by getting Dave fired today. That's my new management style.
Earl right now is writing up an email that he's going to send off to his supervisor, Wiki, complaining that it's time for Dave to go. An official email that'll end up in Dave's files. Pet owners in California are upset about a new proposed law that would require all dogs and cats to be fixed, or else the owners are going to face heavy fines.
This is the Bob Barker law.
So they're saying that the pet population in California so out of control that if you get a dog or a cat, you have 4 months to go ahead and get that thing spayed or neutered. And people are complaining, saying, should I have to put my pet under the knife? Should I get my dog's nads cut off? That's the law?
Johnny, you're on Ron and Fez.
Hi, boys. How are you? I was thinking of coming by today, but since you're in the other closet, I don't think I could fit with you.
You are always welcome. What we could do is run a cord out to you as you stand in the street.
I like that. I mean, that's probably going to have to... And I got to tell you, the show that's going to be broadcasting out of that studio from 6 to 10 on the Boneyard, that guy's not going to be happy. He's never happy anyway.
Well, I just looked at the capacity that the fire department set up here. It's 2. So only 2 people before they'll come in and shut us down. Who's the Boneyard guy tonight? I hope...
Trunk.
Yeah, but I hope that... Trunk has on his show some band, so like 9 of them have to force their way into here.
I mean, him and his head alone.
Yeah.
That's going to be a bad scene. So
that's ego, really.
Am I canceling this wedding now or something?
If Dave is fired, we're going to have to cancel the wedding.
Well, we can just do a regular show then.
Yeah.
And everyone gets some free appetizers.
Well, really, what I would like to have is just the space. So just to do a regular show off your stage would be great.
That would be great.
Now, when are you going to London?
Wednesday night. I'm on a 9:15 p.m. flight to London.
If you pushed it back one day, you'd be with us.
I know. I tried.
You're a liar.
I really did try.
What are you going to be doing in London?
We have a couple of really big concerts there next week. Saturday and Sunday in Hyde Park. It's called the Hyde Park Calling Festival that we're presenting, and it's the first day is Peter Gabriel and Crowded House are the headliners. The second day is Jet and Aerosmith are headlining.
Wait, we live in a society still where Peter Gabriel is the opening act for Crowded House.
I think actually Peter Gabriel is the top bill.
Because that place, Hyde Park, is going to empty. Although, I don't know. You know, the Brits are so different than we are.
The music's so much different. It's just a strange vibe over there.
They pick people to love that we just can't get over.
Robbie Williams is the perfect example.
Yeah.
Robbie Williams over there can draw stadium after stadium after stadium. He came here, you couldn't get 20 people to come see a concert.
Well, I think that's what happened. After his stadium tour over here, he played Roseland in New York City, just like a little theater, and they had to give out tickets.
Yeah, he can't. There's just some of these British bands can't draw here. Like I'm telling you, that guy will sell out Wembley like 4 days in a row and come here, and I couldn't get. It'd be 3 people having some ribs in front of him here. It'd be terrible for the poor guy.
All right, my friend.
All right, boys.
Peace out.
Thanks, Hard Rock.
We'll talk to you before you leave anyway.
Absolutely.
All right, there it is. Our buddy Hard Rock Johnny. I'm guessing we've got about another 6-7 minutes before Earl comes in here and lets us read the email that he's sending out to Don Wiki Wicklund. This is going to send a shock through XM programming since they just sunk a lot of money into Dave's wedding.
Yeah, and just a few days before it's to be held at the Hard Rock, Dave could be out.
Jeff, you're on Ron and Fez.
Hey, I tell you what, Dave gets fired, the show's dead to me. You're firing the wrong person. You need to get rid of Fez.
Why don't we do this, Jeff? When we fire, why would we get rid of Fez?
Because Fez don't like showing up to work. Something's always going on with him.
All right, what if we do this? If we fire Dave, why don't you show up here, a one-man protest, and run over your XM radio in a truck out front?
Sure will.
Yeah.
See ya.
All right, take care.
Person.
So there you have it. The backlash has started against us, where basically Fez and I are becoming the most hated men in radio. We will stand. This may be a situation for the PAC. If I look out there and I see one person breaking a radio, I might panic. I might panic and call Dave back in. I don't know at this point.
Well, this could be the first time someone has been fired for asking questions. So we'll see exactly what happens here.
So you're saying he doesn't deserve to be fired?
No, I say no.
I disagree. I mean, you cannot, before the show, pull the show down by bringing up things that don't matter. You can't be, you're saying it's okay to ask questions. I'm not going to let the interns come in and ask me questions now while I'm on the air. Well, Earl was in the hot seat.
I can understand that, but I think all responsibility eventually flows to Earl.
Rocky, you're on Ron and Fez. I thought the bit was going in a whole another direction. Rocky, what can we do for you?
Not much. Welcome back, Fez.
Yeah.
Does Renee know you guys are using her studio?
Well, it's not only her studio. This is her playhouse. As far as I know, Lene and Mikey D are coming to the wedding, but I'm not sure. Here's Tom. Tom, you're on Ron and Fez.
Hey, buddy.
Yeah.
You know that theory about the ripple effect of a butterfly's wing?
Causing a hurricane on the other side of the earth?
Exactly. Can you imagine how different life would have been if Earl had just pushed that button and played the opening?
I honestly think that the Iraq War would have turned around for us. I think enough things would have been put into play that maybe we'd be finding peace in the Middle East right now. Jeremy, you're on Ron and Fez.
What's up, Ronnie?
Yeah.
Hey, if they shit-can that dumb red-headed fuck, I think the rider should step back in.
You know, we have not seen the rider in some time. I'd love to see the rider show up at the wedding. Who knows, though? Who knows? Maybe there won't be a wedding. The butterfly effect is in effect right now. Here's Fake Riley. How are you?
What's up, buddies? Hey,
Yeah.
why don't all the interns and Dave, why don't they band together and demand that Earl gets run off? They strengthen numbers.
Well, the last intern revolution did not go on to day 2. That's the problem with the intern revolution. They don't stick with it.
And we are about 3 minutes now from Earl having his email completed.
Rob, you're on the Ron and Fez show.
Hey, buddy.
Yeah.
Hey, I would fire Earl because that's his job to keep everything coordinated. That's not Eastside Dave's job.
Well, when Dave is fired, I suggest that you show up here outside of XM, run over your radio with a truck, and we'll fold like an omelet. That's my prediction. I wouldn't mind getting Deb on this, letting her do a little something. I haven't seen her on TV lately. I'd like to see her sitting on Nightline going, how can Dave, by asking a question, bring down the show? And apparently you got Fez on your side now.
There'll be some sort of ginger help coming in.
T-Bone, you're on the Ron and Fez show.
2-minute warning, Ronnie. 2-minute warning, and that idiot has to be back with the email.
2 minutes before we get to read the email, and I'm going to honestly make him send it to Wiki in Caravilo that he is asking for regime change. I love it.
Wiki doesn't even know this is coming. He thinks he's having a normal business day.
I love the fact that this should be a normal business day for Wiki. He should be sitting there backing up one of his producers. Earl has the right to put together the team that he needs to make this little closet radio show a success. I love it back here. It's comfy. It's cozy. I feel like by the time we come out of here, out of this cocoon, we will be butterflies. In fact, that's going to be... We came in here as a couple of caterpillars. We're leaving as beautiful butterflies. That's the butterfly effect.
Just to spread our wings. All I could think of was Johnny saying he's going to see Crowded House. He could do it right here.
Jim, you're on the Ron and Fez show. Lost you, buddy. Let me go over here to Mike. Mike, you're on Ron and Fez.
I just got on whack bag.
Yeah.
It says Dave fired. I'm going to punch my endo and put it on YouTube.
Just let's see how this all plays out. No one panic. I'm willing to offer people a month free if we fire Dave. Give us a chance. You haven't heard the new show. Rick, you're on Ron and Fez.
Hey, Ronnie, listen, I am so tired of cop-out Earl and his bullshit whining, poisoning my ears. You need a real producer in there. Get Bernie McGurk.
You know what? First of all, give Earl the opportunity. I see Earl hanging out front. Bring him in to me, will you, Nico? Bring me Earl. Yes, you can't hear me at all, can you? So the guy who's standing outside that's going to be my runner can't hear the show. Earl, do you have your letter?
Yes, I do.
And will this be sent out?
Yes, it will.
Have you sent it yet?
No, I haven't, because I just wanted to make sure I was cool with you guys.
Mm-hmm.
As I always do, I check everything with you.
All right, here we go. Don, I would like to recommend that we replace David McDonald with Pepper Hicks, effective immediately. Since coming aboard as an intern, Pepper has brought a great passion and energy to the show. He's constantly coming in with ideas that have worked for the show on and off the air. I don't need ideas off the air, so I would probably correct that one point. As a matter of fact, he's decided that Ron should make some changes at home.
Sounds like he has lunch ideas.
And he's willing to give us his time, no matter how long, to any project. Dave has been terrific on air, but has lacked the administrative skills that are needed to make the show go to the next level. If you'd like to discuss this at length, please feel free to call me, Love Earl. Let me just point this out, Earl. You never want to write Love Earl in a business email. All right, Fez, you got any problems with this?
Well, I think one problem is when you're trying to get rid of somebody, why call them terrific at one point during the email?
Well, he's being honest. He said he's terrific on air.
Yeah.
You know, as a character, personally, I think he's derailed the show with Wedding Talk. Derailed the show with Wedding Talk. And you know where I got that?
Where?
Milkman Dan, he IM'd me the other night, I believe drunk, to let me know that we've lost the hardcore whack bag people.
No, I just thought it was a very, short to the point. I mean, I didn't want to...
Although he's good at one part of his job, he's not able to do the full job.
Yeah, because I didn't want to make it look like, I'm being vindictive or just, making it really personal.
Right.
I'm being professional.
You know what I love, too? You never use the term whitey at any point. I think if you would have said cracker or whitey, this would have made it look like it was personal.
Yeah, that would have taken that letter into a different direction.
My dearest Don, as summer rolls across the country, I find myself writing you in the dearest of straits. Pepper, this okay with you? Can you hear us, Pepper? Because we got people in the other room, and we really don't even know.
Yeah, I guess that's fine.
Yeah.
But I also would like him to use my real name and not Pepper Hicks.
This is your real name now, son.
Oh, okay.
The odd thing is the guy, and I hate your name, by the way, but you got the name by the guy who's getting fired so you can have his job.
This is great. I love it.
And Pepper is your guy, not Lily? Lily, who's been here longer? Lily hasn't done shit, has she?
She was a great help with the Big Ass Bash.
Yeah.
But, Pepper has just been on fire.
Why don't you write in that you would have chose Lily, but in your view, she's a cock tease.
I don't think that would have gone over very well.
All right, I got a problem right now already. The PAC is calling the show. Everybody be very careful around this. Hello, Deb.
Hello.
Yes.
I was wondering,
First of all,
am I going to start up a new Save Dave campaign again?
The last time that happened, I got to see some topless women, which I like very much. Yeah, maybe if FBA would just roll out a bunch of topless women, or bottomless, maybe then I'd be willing to go over Earl's head on this. I don't know.
I gotta wonder though. Earl's not really using very good team building techniques here. If he doesn't get his way, where does it leave the team?
Yeah, if you don't succeed, your team is in shambles, Earl.
Well, I look at it as, you know what? If you can't...
You don't feel like this is knee-jerk? Just to protect yourself for when you were getting in trouble at the start of the show?
No, I'm just explaining what happened. I'm just explaining the situation. I'm trying to make the situation better, and I kept getting cut off at the knees.
How can they work together after this?
But HCG, for once, can't you back up the black point of view? Just once, can't the PAC get behind black people?
Where's the black point of view?
Earl.
Oh, sorry.
Yeah.
And why don't you get rid of Dave?
Who couldn't be further than black than snow.
That's why I was confused.
Yeah. That's what I'm talking about. For once, let's see the PAC get behind Earl.
Well, I can't get behind Earl if he's trying to fire Dave.
Yeah. I see.
I think you got a knee-jerk reaction here. Earl,
why don't you do
really
this?
Got to be careful.
Why don't you and Pat from Monarchy run over a couple XM radios and we'll panic and we'll drop this thing.
That should settle it.
All right?
Maybe there's something else we can run over.
You know what? I would do this. Get that FBA skin coming my way. And maybe then, I'll start and change my mind. I don't know what else to do. I do not know what else to do.
All right, well, we'll have the Save Dave campaign up and running this afternoon.
I'm worried the writer's going to end up marrying Casey, and I think that's going to make everything look bad at the wedding.
Yeah, I don't want to see that happen.
And I don't want to see Dave go walking out of here with his hurricane lamps.
I think you need E-Rock to come in.
Oh, E-Rock would never be able to fit in this room. We are snug right here now. Earl just walked in, and we're literally penis to penis in this room. It's tummy sticks. All right, honey.
Thanks, Ron. Bye.
All right, bye-bye. That's president of the PAC, also calling themselves the Up Against the Wall Motherfuckers, which I think is a better name and hasn't been used since the 60s. All right, you ready to hit send on this?
Yeah, if it's cool with you guys, I'll hit the send.
Oh, it's more than cool with me. I want to be there for, later to hear the phone call that you get.
Oof. It's always an interesting conversation.
I don't even know what Pepper Hicks's real name is. Do you?
Yeah, I do.
Write it down for me.
I don't.
You haven't met the interns yet, Fez.
No. I can guess what he looks like.
By the way, Nico's real name? Douglas Fairbanks IV.
Really?
Yeah.
Why change to Nico?
This sounds like a bass player. That's not a name. That's a 1980s bass player.
Yeah, Pepper Hicks has just a beautiful ring to it.
Pepper Hicks is the dumbest name in the world. This guy, he gave up a show business name. Should I say what it is?
Sure.
Give it out?
Yeah, you can say it.
Pepper Hicks's real name is Todd Hillier.
What?
Which, to me, works perfectly for the air.
I can see why he changed it now.
Too gay?
Too stupid.
No, I'm asking you.
Oh.
You too gay? Here is, let me go to Aaron. Hammer and Hank, you're on the Ron and Fez show. How are you, buddy?
Hey, Aaron, what's up?
Yeah.
Man, hey, Ron, what's up?
Yeah.
Hey, Earl, I just want to say you got some fucking nerve trying to get rid of Dave after he's fucking stood by Ron and Fez and after the fucking travesty you created for the last month. You need to fucking die, Earl.
Do you have to work blue, Aaron?
What's that?
Do you have to work blue? Can you express yourself without profanity?
Oh, sorry about that, Ron.
All right.
Much respect to you and Fez, but come on, Earl.
Come on, show some respect. We don't run a potty mouth show.
Sorry about that, Ron.
All right, see.
But,
I'm telling you right now, Earl, I'm having trouble with this stupid little laptop, too. It's annoying as hell. This whole thing, we never believed Wiki was actually going to blow this up. Now, we're, after Thursday, we're off for 2 weeks.
Yes.
When we come back, should we do a brand new studio?
That is the plan, to have a a brand new state-of-the-art studio ready to roll out.
In those 2 weeks.
Part of those 2 weeks, yeah. It should be, like...
We'll be able to move right back in as soon as we get back.
It should be functional, up and going with the works. It's going to be an amazing studio.
All right, so that's when we get back from vacation.
Yes.
If not, we should be able to stay out on vacation.
That would be nice.
Why don't you put that at the end of this? By the way, let's just say, just put P.S. Let's just say Ron and Fez's vacation lasts until the studio's back.
Oh, I would love that. That would be cool. That would be very cool. I mean, then...
Just write, P.S. Ron and Fez have no intention of returning until the studio is perfectly functioning.
I will make that addendum.
Yeah.
Addendum?
And then also write PSS, bullets shoot both ways, in case he gets any ideas.
I was fine with everything in your email till the PSS.
Jay, or Ron and Fez?
Hey, Dick Holder 723.
What do you say, my brother?
Should Earl be making changes to the show when Thursday will be his last day when Ron Wood won't be booked?
How do you know Ron Wood won't be at the wedding?
Because Earl's in charge of it.
I believe Ron Wood will be there. Don't you, Earl?
Oh, of course. I have every intention of having a stone on these airwaves by Thursday.
But wouldn't it be fantastic to have Ron Wood just show up at the wedding? And by stone, why Ron Wood? I don't know, one of the other ones. You know, Ron Wood's a fantastic artist.
Yeah. Oh, yeah.
Maybe he could draw Casey and Dave.
That would be nice. I mean, his artwork's displayed all over the world. It's fantastic. And, you know, have Dave, highlight the red in Dave's hair and
original wood as their wedding gift.
But yeah, I mean, I have every intention of having a Rolling Stone on these airways by Thursday.
Where the hell is my phone? I heard a beep.
Be a nice wedding surprise. So yeah, you said you would get a stone. I guess you decided it specifically would be Ron Wood by the first day of summer.
June 21st, the first day of summer.
I have the Save Dave nip pickup in the Pal Talk room. And this is the one day I don't have Pal Talk. And Frenchie's got the nips out. Oh, this is a travesty today. I can't deal like this. Let's go with Larry. Larry or Ron and Fez?
Hey, guys. You know, I love Pepper Hicks as much as the next guy. But there's a guy named Guy Geyerson waiting in the wings who's talking sports.
I think Guy Geyerson's starting to catch on a little bit. I really do. Did you think I was going to hit you? You're like a dog that's afraid. I made a movement and Earl almost dove on the ground.
He cowered.
You're like a beat dog, Earl.
Yeah, I mean, that's something back when I was growing up with my father, that whole deal. Oh, by the way, I got baby pictures, by the way.
Oh, I love to see them.
Yeah, I got one from me. It's like 2 days old.
I had them bring in baby pictures last week. Dave's are hysterical. He looks like the most adorable ADD kid in the world. Pitsy's thing was the saddest. He was a 5-year-old Pitsy, looking and acting the same way that he looks today.
Little fire hydrant.
Yeah. Yesterday I sent some emails out to the boys and I said, make sure everyone calls your father, except for Pitsy, because he ain't got no dad.
That really brightened my day up, Ron. Thank you.
Did that help you?
Yeah, it did, actually.
Are you going to miss your buddy Dave?
Yeah, I don't know what I'm going to do without him, really.
Well, now you got your new buddy.
Pepper Hicks?
Lane Stanley. Hey, here is Indy Trucker. You're on Ron and Fez.
Hey, Ronnie, I know it's cramped in there, but if you could just turn around and check behind that filing cabinet behind you and see there's a tiny door that leads inside of John Malkovich's head.
I would not mind going to start being Malkovich for the rest of the day. All right, let me take a look at young Earl. Oh, my God.
And that's one of my brother and I when we went to one of those department stores.
Oh, those photo centers?
Yeah.
This looks like Tito and Jermaine. You're wearing matching shirts.
Afro.
This is you on the inside?
I'm on the left, yeah.
Yeah. God, you're pretty cute, Earl. Oh, Earl, you're adorable.
And I think that's from the third or fourth grade.
You look like Stymie.
No, my mother always says, My mother always said, "You look like I don't know if I can even say it in a post-Imus world."
Go ahead, say it. You're allowed to say it because it's you.
He's like, you're a cute little bit. You look just like a little Chinaman.
Yeah, you can't say that.
No.
You can only say things about black people. That you can get away with, but you can't get away with talking about Asians.
No, I'm sorry about that.
Yeah.
I apologize.
Well, that's your mom that's ridiculous. By the way, talked to my parents yesterday. Now, it's a full Sunday after Sopranos. They are obsessed.
Still.
Obsessed. Down to the point that these two little old people, are surfing the internet looking for the theories of what it meant. And I swear to God, my dad's like, did you see this thing where... And he got into every piece of it. Now, ask your chick what a gabagooch is, because we're trying to figure it out.
You mean gabagool?
I don't know. He called him some kind of name. His son, that kind of meant pussy, but in Italian. You know how they just use the little Italian things?
Yeah, that has not dropped off at all, the speculations about The Sopranos.
Now, in hindsight, maybe it means that the whole thing worked. The people are still talking about it. Then my dad goes like this to me. Serious as hell. I don't see me getting into this John from Cincinnati. And I'm telling you right now, I hate the Entourage kids. Hate the Entourage kids. All they want is the Sopranos back on. And they both refuse to believe that Tony's dead. Why would he be dead?
My father's given up on HBO. He got HBO specifically for the Sopranos. And
He's the one?
He I wanted to watch the Sopranos on Sunday night, and he's like, I don't want to watch it anymore. Let anybody else watch it. He'll watch a Western now. He'll watch, other channels.
His main thing is 105th and Park. That's the one show that he never misses on BET.
You know what we watched yesterday?
What? Soul Train?
No, we watched, I don't know, it was just this odd bond. We watched The Great White Hope with James Earl Jones.
Oh, that's a great movie, man.
Oh, it's a phenomenal picture.
James Earl Jones was so scary in that movie.
I mean, and he was a machine. He said he was in the best shape of his life, and he was just he was perfect for that role.
Oh, yeah, he's got to gain 150 pounds, 200 pounds since he did that role. Oh. Because he's a large man.
And he was a large man, but he was just...
Yeah.
He looked
But remember that one thing where he was doing the dance, and he was, staring at the camera? He scared the hell out of me.
He has that shaved head, and his features are just so spooky.
Yeah.
It's just like, wow.
He looked like he could have whipped anybody's ass.
And I love the movie, but I'm just sitting there watching. I'm like, why are we watching The Great White Hope?
Why wouldn't you? That's a perfect. I would never turn off The Great White Hope if it came on. You know what? Here's another one I won't turn off: The Great White Hype. I will watch that movie over and over.
Oh, it's Sam Jackson.
Yeah,
he's playing Don King.
I love you. You're my brother. Here's Rob. Rob, you're on Ron and Fez.
Yeah, Ronnie, how's the deal with Pepper Rooster? Is he ready to be called up?
The Rooster. No, I don't see the Rooster doing anything but heading back to the Midwest. He's a Midwestern boy on his own, living some Hollywood nights.
Yeah, he's just you could see though, the wonder in his eyes about being in New York City. He just has that whole, wow, I'm here. I'm hanging out in New York. And
he's the only member of our staff getting laid, so I give him all the credit in the world. Here is, I don't have your name. It's a funny day today. You're on the Ron and Fez show. How are you?
How are you guys?
Good.
How are you guys today? I just wanted to say that I'm a supporter of all of you guys, and also Opie and Anthony, and I'm a big fan of Black Earl. But I'm willing to come down there and run over my radio for Dave.
Well, contact the PAC with that. It's the only way to go about it. Because you don't want to run over your radio without being on TV.
Yeah, it defeats the whole purpose of it.
I understand. I was just had sent to me XM phones just tied up. There's been already 2 callers about if Dave's fired, they are going to quit.
The receptionist is in the weeds.
But right now, the operator's on it. They offer you a lollipop, and once you get that, you won't want to, hey, I'll send you a lollipop. Oh, fuck it then. The hell with Dave. Should we give Dave an opportunity to give his side of the story or no? Or you're going to send out no matter what he has to say?
I'll send it out no matter what.
Yeah. All right, so, and I don't see Dave around attempting to defend himself today either. That's his fault.
No, you would think he would want to get ready for arbitration or something.
Yeah. Well, I know, who's the shop steward? Are we a union shop?
I don't know who our shop steward is.
We're not union. We're not union. Here's Bobby. Bobby, you're on the Ron and Fez show.
Hey, I believe he called him Gooch.
Look, here's the beauty. Dave wants to say why he's a good employee, right? He's standing at the door knowing that he can't use a mic, not realizing in his non-producing head there's another mic over at Pepper Hicks, but he doesn't know how to think on his feet. And Nico is giving him, the intern is going to head back here. Nico, I like it. You're working the door, nobody gets through for you. Nico, you got those little things to write down. Write down Nico's doing a good job and hand it to yourself. Bobby, what is it?
I believe Tony called him Gooch.
No, what's that?
He called AJ Gooch.
I can't hear you. Phones are terrible, too. It's just a hideous day around here. Fezzy, what else is happening in the world?
Last night on 60 Minutes, they were discussing the memory pill. This is a pill, I think it's called propranolol or something like that. And they were using it to help people with traumatic stress disorder not actually to completely wipe out their memory of their traumatic event, but to actually, fog up that memory so that it's not as realistic. And I was wondering, would you take a pill like that?
No. I'd have a drink if I wanted to forget the past. Just me and the bottle. That's the eternal sunshine of the spotless mind. It just doesn't work.
Right.
You are the sum of your life experiences, the good ones and the bad ones.
Yeah, that was what the U.S.
What are you going to possibly forget? I mean, who would, other than a rape victim, right? And I'm not one, who else would want to get beyond this? And you're going to remember, too, if you are a rape victim, there may be a lesson in there about how not to get raped again or how you survived.
Well, they were also discussing, people that had seen horrific accidents, something like that, where, they had one woman who was a subway conductor and a guy committed suicide by jumping in front of her train. And she could remember all the vivid details of the body crunching under the wheels of the train and stuff. And they were using it on her to try to cloud out that memory. And effectively.
Effectively in what thing? So now she no longer remembers that somebody jumped in front of her train?
It's not as vivid to her. So she doesn't, she said the nightmares have stopped about it and stuff. And I think that is something I would take.
Did something happen to you?
No, but
I believe that you've blocked something out. That you are the way that you are. If this is totally a shoot.
Oh yeah, I mean, the story's a shoot. It seemed to be working.
No, what I'm saying is a shoot. Oh. I believe that you've blocked something out, which is why you are the way you are today. I don't think it does you any good because now you don't know why you feel those ways.
Yeah, I can understand that. It's but these are people that actually have the memories.
All right, Dave is on a microphone right now. Dave?
Yes, hi.
Nice to finally have you come to the show.
Okay.
Rough day for you today?
Yeah, it's a real rough day when your boss, your executive producer, is a lying fucking son of a bitch.
All right, now, can I tell you something right now?
What?
That is a fireable offense to me.
Okay, well then.
And Earl, I don't know why you put up with that.
Who says I'm putting it up? Why do you think I'm sending an email?
But that's not the first time he talked about you that way. You have not come back in here in a professional manner, Dave. And I would say this straight to the PAC. That is not the way a person who's on the bubble should be acting.
But he's not telling you anything that's true. First of all, about the opening, we can always put the opening in a CD player and play it. So the whole reason why he was trying to load it into Delete was because he was avoiding talking to you guys because he thought he was in trouble today.
Why did you think you were in trouble?
I didn't think at all.
Absolutely. The studio wasn't set up?
We wanted to... First, when I walked in, you kept asking me to load the song into Delete.
I didn't say that at all. That's A. B, how about on a day where we really need you? Maybe a day where, everyone else was here early. Maybe you don't come in at 11:30.
I did not come in at 11:30. That is not true.
What time did he come in?
I came at 5 after 11.
Earl, we did not see you till 11:30, unless you were hiding somewhere.
Oh, now look who it is. It's 2 against 1.
Wait, and his new thing is also...
Earl, did you hear what Pitsy's doing?
Yes, he's trying to throw me under the bus.
You believe that Pitsy should be on that?
I would put his name on there as well. Why not clean house?
Well, who's taking my spot, Earl?
Maybe you could put Lily in that.
Hey, Earl, you should also be putting yourself on that list, being that Ron Woods more than likely will not show up. And if Ron Woods shows up, I will leave. I will leave.
It's not up to you. It's up to Wiki, whether you leave or not.
And I think Don will see that he's had a lot less problems with me and is someone who is more of a team player, who is willing
to communicate. Are you going to go push send?
Yeah, I'll push send.
Go ahead and go push it.
All right.
Push it, because he's not a team player. He's all about Earl Douglas. He doesn't do things for the radio show. How about the summer of Earl? Or how about when he was supposed to get a date?
What's that got to do with your job? That's none of your business.
What it has to do with is he doesn't communicate at all, and then he makes up excuses and lies.
Oh, Dave, when I try to communicate, when I try to delegate, you run from responsibility.
I have no idea what you're talking about.
You completely run from responsibility.
Tell me.
When you were like, hey, the guys need to talk to you right now, I was like, Dave, I need to deal with this right now.
I was talking. You didn't. You could have played the CD. You could have.
So where was the CD, Dave?
You had it in your hand.
Yeah, again, it wasn't a CD that you could play on a CD.
We had both mixes, Earl. We had an MP3 and a wave.
So where was it, Dave?
It was you and Pepper do the openings. You and Pepper do the openings every day. How am I supposed to know?
Listen to the way you're screaming, Dave.
Dave, you're getting a little irrational. You need to calm down.
You're making me irrational, Poppy. I'm not going to apologize.
Go hit send.
Now, in this email, have I been nothing but professional?
You have been. Go hit send.
You called him.
And I'd actually put Pitsy on the bubble if I was you, for feeling like he needs to jump in. Because you have to take control of this.
And I'm taking control of it. If I have to clean house, I'll clean house.
Great. You're Clint Eastwood all of a sudden. But you know what? Clint Eastwood at least faced people and talked to them.
Hey, the one thing that you always throw in my face, everyone's like, but you're the executive producer. I'm making an executive decision.
Great, make it. Make it. Because, you know what? At least you're doing something rather than skirting your responsibility.
Hey, Dave, I'm telling you right now, if Wiggy takes this serious and he plays this back, you're fucking gone. You are gone.
I understand that, but at the same time, I can't let Earl just send people...
Because now you're acting schoolyard instead of professional.
I'm trying to be professional, but Earl gets me into a rage when he just says lies. I mean,
Earl, do you think this is a race matter? Do you think that they don't respect you over racial reasons?
That could be very possible. I mean, they have this... I've heard a couple of things thrown about in the office that could be implied a certain way, but I always let it roll off my back.
You impressed with Fez and I? We don't see race. We're the only show in radio with a black executive producer.
That is true. You
Branch Rickies. We're a couple of Branch Rickies.
Pioneers.
Yeah.
I mean, but you guys...
see one black face on that whole O&A staff?
Not a one.
Would have helped them, though. They should have one of everybody. Every minority should be on that staff for when the trouble hits. I go, what are you talking about? Look, we got a Jewish guy right here next to the black guy. That O&A staff should look like Star Trek. It really should.
Would have helped them out big time.
That's why we have a black, we have a Muslim, we got Nico, half Jewish.
It's like the UN of radio.
It really is as nice as we can get it. We got Fez and that whole... ever-growing high-money minority.
He's also He's also Canadian.
That's not really a minority. Canadian is just another word for white.
Really?
The Canadians blend in too easily.
Hey, Chuck. Chuck, you're on Ron and Fez. Hold on, let me try it from the other side. Chuck, you're on the Ron and Fez show.
Hey, that memory pill.
Yeah.
Why don't you guys slip Dave, the Eastside Dave, or maybe even Earl that pill? That way they just kind of forget that they even have to show up there.
I would take it just to forget the show today. Exactly. That would be my belief.
It's problem solved.
All right, there you have it. Earl, why don't you go over, you hit send, and come back and tell us when it's sent out. All right?
All right.
Best of luck to you. Is Bitsy going to be part of this, or are you going to deal with him separately?
I'll deal with him separately.
Nice move.
Again, not to look vindictive or, spiteful.
You've been nothing but professional, my friend.
Thank you. I try to be.
You've been nothing but professional. And Dave has sounded like a wild man today.
Yeah, he came in screaming, called me, I won't even repeat what he called me.
I want to end up against Deb on one of those split screens on Nightline. By the way, I call any news show Nightline. I don't care what it is.
They all steal from it.
It's all Nightline. Yeah. Whatever show I'm watching, I call it Nightline. Beat the press, Nightline. Doesn't matter to me. I go over and hit send. Wiki's going to be dealing with this today. John Black Rage. By the way, put it at the bottom. This is Black Rage. And then also put Ron's like Branch Ricky. And Fez is like a lime Ricky.
Delicious.
Never tasted one. Too straight. Here is Chad. Chad, you're on Ron and Fez.
I just want to know what happened over the weekend that fucking made Earl so great.
He's fantastic. To me, he's a rising star right now. And this gives me the opportunity I've been looking at for a long time, and that's taking on the PAC. Just going head-to-head with them on Nightline. I can't wait. I cannot wait.
It may be another show other than Nightline. Maybe a different show other than Nightline.
What are you talking about, Fez?
It could be one of the CNN shows or something as well.
Remember what I said a few moments ago?
Yeah.
Call every show Nightline.
Right.
As soon as Earl gets back here, we will find out if he hits send and what Wiki's going to do about it. I think Dave shit the bed today. I think him coming back in here, screaming, using profanity, dropping the N-bomb, I think he went too far.
Well, yeah, if it ends up where he has to defend himself, in front of Wiki or Elo or something.
It's already on tape.
Yeah.
If this gets in front of arbitration, he sounds like a maniac.
I don't recall using the N-bomb.
Well, you brought up lip size, which personally, and nostril size.
Right, but that's not the N-bomb. Thank you.
To me, it is. If anything is slightly, here's another thing like I do with Nightline. If anything is slightly racist, I call it the N-bomb, no matter what it happens to be. If someone says, hey, he's a good dancer, for me, that's like hearing the N-word.
That's a whole deck of race cards.
What is?
Just referring to everything as the N-bomb. So we'll see how quickly Wiki responds to Earl's official email here.
Hey, Lane.
Yeah, if this is a bit, that's fine. But if it's not a bit, Earl and Dave need to switch. Dave's done more for the show than Earl will ever do. And I have no problem with race.
Look, let me tell you something right now, my friend. Everybody has a place in the world. You go to the Army. Maybe the colonel's smarter than the general. But the colonel doesn't start to give the orders. He has to follow orders. And that's what Dave needs to figure out here. Whether he is happy with the system or not doesn't matter. This is a world of rules. And these rules have to be followed.
Are we going to anarchy?
It's up. Birds away. It's gone.
Wow. I wish you could somehow retrieve it because it seems like a bad idea for you.
Only took you 7 minutes. Delay.
You know what? You know why it took me? I actually thought about it for a minute. Because you know what? This is not...
There's been good times as well as bad times.
Yeah, absolutely. I thought about it for a minute now, and I even had a twinge of regret. Now I'm like, you know what? Fuck it.
Because of what he said?
Yeah.
Was it thinking or was it indecision? Because that's your MO.
You know what makes you a wild man? You did this on Marriage Week. On the week that he's married, this is your wedding present to him. You saying to him, you will not be able to pay your rent. That's ballsy, Earl.
You know what? Got to do what you got to do.
You could be the next rap. That's how fearless and cruel and self-centered you are. You're the rapper.
I'm going to write to Don that Earl's out of the groomsmen party, because if you think that you're still in...
Oh, you're playing this as silly boy, huh?
I'm not playing it as silly. I'm saying, I am... What I'm trying to show...
What makes you think the wedding's going to go on if you're fired, Dave? Why should XM sink money into this?
Well, I would hope and
for an
pray.
ex-employee.
I would
It
hope.
doesn't even make sense.
No, I know. If Don takes it, I mean, Don's going to take it seriously either way. If he decides...
You know what? I'm very good friends with Jeremy Coleman. 1 year from now, when your non-compete is over, I want you to look him up.
Okay. My point was that it was an incredible act of betrayal that someone in their groomsmen party would write this email 3 days before he's going to stand
Dave, you're
in
on
my
Ron and
altar.
Fez.
Yeah, I just want to thank Earl for breaking apart all those stereotypes about us black men being lazy and not wanting to work. See ya.
You are a role model, Earl.
Well, I try to be. I don't know if I necessarily agree with him, but I try to be a positive influence.
You are. Do you ever go back to... Oh, by the way, here's other problems we have. And I had this sent to me from RMPGP, from Whackbag. Whackbag, home of my favorite thread in the history of the Internet, and that's Ron Bennington's Line of the Day, which I believe is up over 2,500 lines of the day now, right?
Mine more than that.
Do you read it every day?
No, I do not.
He doesn't know. He's lying. It's all.
What I just said. I just said I don't read it, Dave.
Why don't you read it? You can sit and enjoy it. I find it fascinating. I'll read it to the kids when I'm trying to get them to sleep. Just real. Sometimes I'll even draw funny pictures with it. I think this could make a children's book for kids that curse. So anyway, he says he sent me Ricky Gervais DVDs and Westboro Baptist Church DVDs. I, of course, don't get it. He rechecks it, post-signed for it. Now, this is the same thing that's happened with our friend Mooch, right?
Yes. It's happened a couple of times, but... And I don't know, things always seem to go into a black hole.
I asked you to go look for it. You found it for me.
Yes, I did.
Where was it?
It was in the bookshelf over Dave's desk.
So you think what happened to it?
I just think that it just, like everything else in that office, when I tell them to clean the office, it just kind of got discarded and kind of tossed aside.
First of all, why would anybody take something that belongs to me and put it up somewhere in the office like it was storage?
I couldn't tell you. I mean, every time there's a piece of mail for any of us, I'm like, make sure they get it. Make sure there's a one sheet of someone, make sure the person gets properly credited for it. Just not let it hang in the office too long.
And things are just disappearing.
Who was behind that?
I would have to say Dave. Dave's in the office more than any of us.
I'm in the office doing work.
When some Poe hands that thing over, when he signs for it, it's supposed to come to me.
I don't know what happened. I thought that it had been put out there and had been taken. And if that's...
So you already knew about it?
I just knew about it this week, but now that you're talking about it, perhaps I remember putting it in the desk and then... I don't know. And I'll take responsibility for this one then.
Put that down till he steals from Ron.
You may need to do a follow-up email.
How about the Mooch one? Did you find that?
No, I never even heard
Mooch
about
said
that.
he sent me Rory Gallagher live, which I would love to watch. Nope.
See,
Can't
but
happen.
can I also just say this? Sometimes people sign for things and then they just put them over my desk like that. I'm
So
supposed
you're blaming
to know.
Poe?
No, I'm not. Yeah, I am.
Then you need to find yourself on a daily basis checking in with Poe.
I'm going to start doing that.
How can you? You're already out of here if Wiki does his job.
I hope Don sees things differently.
Here is Paul. Paul, you're on Ron and Fez.
Hey, what's up, guys? Hey, Earl, listen, man, if you really think the corporate guys at XM are going to fire the little people down... Hello?
Yeah, you're not making any sense. What is it you want to say?
No, I just wanted to say that they're going to fire the top guy. I mean, he's responsible. He's accountable to even let this get to this level.
The whole screening of phone calls has to mean to screen out the retards. That's what we mean when we say screen the calls. No bad calls. That's not too much. It's a Ron and Fez show.
Ron and Fez, XM 202.
In a world where nothing is as it seems, what happens when a below-average boy
Mommy Montague, call me Davy Capulet from now on.
meets a super spectacular girl?
I have to fan Casey for a second, Mom. She might pass out. But you're going to like her, I'm telling you.
Well, could I say hello to her?
Yeah, I can.
She's studying Catholicism right now.
Why? My question would be why.
Beanie.
Oh, hi. I much would have preferred meeting you in person than like this.
Oh, hi, Casey. How you doing?
I'm good. How are you?
Oh, I look forward to meeting you.
You too.
It seems a little bit bizarre, honey.
Yeah.
I'm sorry, but I don't believe it.
No, I mean, wow.
Patty cakes.
My dad, who's very mellow, put his handkerchief down and says, I've heard enough of this. I gotta go outside, Bean.
Yeah.
But I told her, look, you're doing a good job. You know, don't bring up, maybe some of the Jewish stuff. But, let's just try and ease our way into this.
Well, what's their big objection?
I didn't tell them.
You tell them now.
Mr. Doug.
Well, is it official or what's going on there? That's what I want to know.
Yeah. I've proposed to your daughter, and she's accepted. I was going to run it maybe by you.
That'd be a good idea, huh?
Oh.
Are you naturally a redhead?
I am.
We definitely need to push the wedding back.
No, we can't.
Yeah.
We cannot push the wedding back.
Till Beanie comes around.
Yeah, it's just a disaster at this point.
A hero.
You want to back out of this thing?
No, I don't.
Come on, I'll go over with a pair of wire cutters and cut that fucking ring right off Casey's hand.
No, if
It'll take 2 seconds with wire cutters. Earl, get me the wire cutters.
The liar.
What's on the pad data?
Wedding's up.
I got a
Question mark.
thing that
Question
Casey's
mark.
crying now, wise guy.
Bowl of gravy.
Fezzy? Out. What? I want out too.
No!
And along the way becomes a man.
If you fucking had one morsel of understanding what real love is, you would not fucking be willing to give up so easily. I sure as shit ain't, and that's why fucking hard rock or no hard rock, I'm getting married right in stone. Because I love my baby. And that's Casey, who I'm referring to.
Dude, so you're making me cry right now.
Yeah. It's
Well, I can't.
What's that?
That's not
I
crying.
tried to cry.
Is that a lawnmower?
At the event of the summer, the ultimate, most possible wedding in the history of the world. Hard Rock Cafe, June 21st.
I have something for you that I want you to take. When I sleep at night, I dream of you all the time. While I love coming into work, I hate leaving you in the morning. And I do really, for real, want to marry you. And I want, with God and all of radio as our witnesses, and these gentlemen in the room face to face, I really do love you and want you to marry me.
My God.
Will you be my wife?
Yeah.
Yes?
Fezzy, you're right up there. You kind of like a twist.
I am just sobbing already. That was the nicest moment, and I am just sobbing now.
I thought we were going to play match game. I had no idea.
Oh, that shocked me. A piece with Fez crying in it. All right, it is the Ron and Fez show. We got to do the wedding. Let's face it. Even if we fire him, we got to do the wedding.
He could be banned from the building if Earl's email goes through and Wiki acts on it.
Earl already did send his email. It's already happened. Hey, here are some wedding best ofs that people are sending. I think we sent this the other day to... O&A sent this to us, but let's give it a quick listen here.
Well, I must offer up my sincere congratulations to Eastside Dave.
On what?
And the lovely Casey.
For what?
For their upcoming nuptials, Opie. Dave is getting married.
But everyone knows Eastside Dave is gay.
That's adorable. I thought he was too when I first met him.
Can you say beard?
And they're getting married. I can only imagine how this wedding's going to go. I'm sure it'll go off without a hitch. Picture perfect. Where is it going to be? At the Hard Rock Cafe. What a better place to have a wedding. That sounds like where I had my wedding. Like 2 weeks later, it turned into a strip club. That was an omen.
A good omen.
Yes.
Hey, Eastside Dave, congratulations. Do I know you even? Do we even know Eastside Dave?
He's the guy that you could. He's like remember the Visible Man model when you were a kid? You could look through him and see his organs. Yeah, that's what he is with his transparent skin.
Hey, Eastside Dave, next time we pass each other in the hall, introduce yourself so I know why I'm doing this, because I don't even know you.
Eastside Dave's wedding. It's a Ron Bennington production. Well, I can't wait. I'm going to be there. Who's the best man? E-Rock? Haven't picked a best man yet. Well, congratulations. What more can I say? I mean, Eastside Dave has been just a very good friend of mine for...
You don't even know him. You don't even know the guy.
I've hung out with him at a couple of bars.
Exactly.
He gets drunk, does something stupid, and everyone laughs. How do you not enjoy somebody like that?
When are they going to tell us this?
With no responsibility of having to drive them home or anything.
When are they going to just tell us this is a gag? Everyone knows their show is like wrestling.
A lot of message board speculation that it's not real.
Of course it's not real.
But I see, you know something? I see love when I look at Eastside Dave and Casey. I see true love. It might have started out as a gag, Opie, but this is real. This is the real deal.
That's what they're saying now?
I see kids in the future. Actually, criminal charges against Dave with the kids. But I see kids in the future. Hopefully therapy will help their problems. Yeah. Congratulations
to this guy, Eastside Dave, whoever you are.
Eastside Dave.
You done with this crap?
Yeah. All right. The guy knows I could give a flying fuck about him, right? That chick is much too hot for him. Jesus Christ.
Very nice. There's O&A, and you can't get any bigger than O&A right now. Biggest radio show in the country, sending stuff to Eastside Dave, sending him best wishes. Doesn't end there. We go from the biggest show in the country to the smallest. Here's Than and Sam.
Hey, Dave. This is Than.
This is your pal Sam.
Of the Than and Sam show. Congratulations on your wedding day. To a lovely young lady. You're a very lucky guy. She's a great girl.
She's good.
Thumbs up.
She's good.
High five.
I was only poker chips.
Okay, not as funny, but just as well-meaning. Very, very nice. Here's, I believe, the guy I think is the comedian of his generation. Here's little Jimmy Norton with his best wishes for Eastside Dave and Casey.
Hey, this is Jim Norton. I'm really enthused about the Dave and Casey wedding. That could be the shittiest decision a woman has ever made. I don't know how he pulled that off. I actually thought this wedding was a goof. I'm like, there's no way she could fuck him voluntarily. But apparently she does, and she says she wants to do it forever. So, good luck to the two of you. I'm sure it's going to be an enchanting union. Ugh.
All right, I'm a little misty now. That was beautiful.
I hope he's available for a toast.
That could have been the toast right there.
Yeah.
Maybe we'll just play that. That was gorgeous. Here, also from the O&A show, here's Travis.
Hey, this is Travis from the Opie and Anthony show, wishing Dave and Casey most wedded bliss on this magical day.
That's why he's behind the scenes. Here is Danny from the O&A show.
Hey, this is Danny from the Opie and Anthony show, giving Dave and Casey congratulations on the best bit ever. I mean their wedding. Congrats, you two.
All right, the hits keep coming. Here's Roland. Roland with best wishes.
Hey, this is Roland. Congratulations, Dave, on your wedding or whatever. Nobody cares. It's the biggest, though, isn't it? Is it? Oh, I thought it was big. Well, congratulations.
Hey, guys. Here's a man who once tried to talk Dave out of getting married, mainly because, according to him, Casey doesn't fart in front of him yet. Here is Master Paul.
Hey, Dave, this is Master Poe. I just want to wish you the best, and I truly mean that from the bottom of my heart. I hope both of you are very happy, and you have a wonderful life together. You listen, and she doesn't yell, and you will be married forever.
It's all about discipline with Master Poe.
He seems to have come around.
He really sees this less as a union and more of a dojo. Hey, fantastic dojo. Whatever house he goes to. Have you ever been over Poe's house?
Never been.
No furniture, just pads on the floor.
Really?
Just pads on the floor. Here is Voss and Bonnie.
Hey, this is Rich Voss.
And his lovely wife, Bonnie McFarlane. Congratulations, Dave, on your wedding.
No, to Dave on his wedding.
Geez, I wonder why neither one of them won Last Comic Standing. Hey, you're not supposed to call yourself the lovely wife, too.
Yeah, that's true. Someone needs to introduce you.
This would be like me saying, like I'm meeting a friend of Fez's. Hi, I'm Fez's hilarious partner, Ron. That would be crossing a line. Social faux pas.
Yeah, I expected more out of Rich and Bonnie.
What? Here's Steve Z. I think.
Sometimes as a marriage progresses, getting yourself in the mood sexually is a bit, well, challenging. You need to spice things up a bit should your marriage last more than a day. Might I suggest imagining her with no arms and no legs? Works for me. Congratulations, Dave.
All right, that one we're going to turn over to the authorities. That was very, very odd. That's serial killer weird. Here is, this site is Dave's very good friend, Billy Connolly.
Hey, this is Billy Connolly. Congratulations to Dave on his wedding.
Thank you, well put. It's almost like you signed a CD for someone. Hey, this is Billy Connolly. Whoever this concerns, good stuff.
I was waiting for some old Scottish toast or advice or something like that.
Old Scottish toast, I'm starving. This is another one coming for Dave from Dave's very good friend, Brian Regan.
Hey, this is Brian Regan. Congratulations to Dave on his wedding.
That's beautiful. Just really well put. Two of the funniest men alive. And they both just throw you away. Congratulations. Suddenly this is making Voss and Bonnie look a lot better. Or as you call them, Rich and Vonnie. All right, here we go. Let's go with Club Soda Kenny.
Hello, my name is Club Soda Kenny, and I want to congratulate anyone who wants to get married. However, I've heard that some people would rather eat their own shit than be married. So good luck to you.
I'm going to give you a B for the attempt. And I honestly think that Connolly and Regan can learn from that. It's not enough for the congratulations. You want to throw a little entertainment out there. This is going out on the air, Brian. I see the boys going out of their way to push your Comedy Central special. By the way, did you see it, Fez?
No, I haven't.
Hilarious! Yeah, here's a shocker. Regan kills. There's the most consistent man. He's probably our Ted Williams. He's the Ted Williams of stand-up comedy, the last 400 hitter. Well, I think we played this during the break, but we'll keep it going just because, you know, Fez's OCDs. It's E-Rock.
Hey, it's Eric from Opie and Anthony, wishing Casey the best on her wedding. You still have some time to get out of it. Probably could do better. Bronx Johnny, Pepper Hicks, Sheepy, all better than Dave.
If only Sheepy was getting married. By the way, I forgot. I wanted to tell Deb to tell Sheepy sup. Bring Nico in here. Nico, you're doing a fantastic job for us. I know you're a little nervous. You and Fez are on the same drug now, right?
Yes.
All right.
Effexor.
Great. Later, I'm taking the whole dream team to the Bronx for a Yankees game. Make sure I don't hit my head, and then the two of you go wandering off alone. How you feeling on yours, Fez?
I'm doing all right. I can feel some things, you know, the feelings that I've had before on these kind of medicines that I don't care for, but not nearly to the effect. So there is some shakiness and some tight-jawedness that is supposed to go away, but hasn't yet.
How about your depression? Is that helping at all?
Yeah, I think it has helped with some of that.
Have you now given it to me?
I don't think it's contagious, is it?
No, I meant from you not having it. A lot of times I think that being on the kind of drugs that you guys are on, it helps people settle. Like, hey, I don't worry that my life isn't where it's supposed to be because I'm on drugs. Is that what it's like for you, Nico?
I've actually improved a whole lot.
You probably don't even remember what life was like before the drug. You've been on it for a couple of years, right?
Yes, a few years. I was actually constantly sleeping, just depressed all the time. I couldn't function in school or anything. And as soon as I got on it, I started moving up. I started getting A's in classes.
Do you worry a little bit though that you're not seeing the world through reality's eyes anymore? You're in a whole different reality?
Yeah, a little bit, but just from what I was, it's definitely a lot better.
But how do you know you wouldn't have come out of that? You were depressed because your grandmother died, right? And that you moved?
Yes.
But, those are reasons to be sad.
Yeah.
So how do you know that you weren't going through a period of mourning and then you were going to come out of it and you'd be like a regular person again?
I was at a point where
suicidal?
Yeah.
Did you try it?
Yeah, and then there was I got transferred to a hospital. They're like, want to go to a hospital? And I had no idea what the hell that was.
You know what a hospital was?
I didn't know what they meant. They're at school because I was saying I can't take this. I just want to end it.
You were in high school at the time?
I was in middle school.
Okay, so you were saying as a little kid, I want to kill myself.
Yes.
So they put you in a nut hut?
Yeah. Well, the doctor kind of convinced me because I didn't really know how to go about it. I was like, I'm just gonna slash my neck, and the guy's like, no, you do it on your wrist. I was like, oh.
Well, you can slash your neck.
Yeah.
Yeah, Charlie Rocket did that.
Yeah. But the doctor was putting thoughts in my head. He's like, suicide. Are you feeling this? Are you going through the motions? And I don't know. He just put it in my head, and then they put me in the nut hut.
So you're saying you hadn't thought about suicide until they started to talk to you about it?
Yeah.
How long were you in the crazy house?
About a week. Because there's that minimum.
You were
days.
Shitting in your hands and rubbing it on the walls. What were you doing?
No, I tried to stay away. There was one guy who pissed on people's beds, and
would you just crawl right in there and sleep in it?
Well, he
warm this up for me.
He was roomed with me, so I had to. He was a big, huge guy.
Did he piss on your bed?
No, because I was nice to him. So he was pissing on other people's beds.
So he could control it.
Yeah, it was just a leaky faucet, I guess.
All right, so here I am. This is my team all together. I got Dave, Earl, Fez, and Nico. There's my squad.
I think it's an all-star team.
It really is. It really is. Maybe in Japan, not in the Major League. It's not a Major League all-star team, but it's a team nonetheless. All right, here's a little question for you guys. This was just sent to us by Pete. He said, here's the scenario. If you were offered $100 million in a small flag, $100 million, you can travel anywhere in the world that you want. However, within the next year, you have to plant that flag somewhere in the earth. And once you do that, you can never leave 5 miles of that flag. At any given time, you can never go 5 miles away from that flag. And that means underground, in the air, north, west, east, south. Doesn't matter. Now, not a trick question. You can't put this flag on a boat. Can't put it on an airplane. It's just one spot in the world. First of all, do you take the deal for the $100 million? And second of all, where does the flag go? And I'll open this up to everybody because this is kind of a weird question. 866 Ron Zero Fez. 866 Ron Zero Fez. What about for you, Nico?
I don't think I could take that.
You don't take the $100 million?
No, because there's so much life out there. You got to live it up.
You've got to live it up. You need to travel. You're a rambling man.
Yeah, I got to constantly be moving. I couldn't stay in one place.
Even though now you'd have $100 million, you could build your dream house. You're saying still gilded cage.
Yeah,
Don't need it.
You're confined to this one space. I don't see how that could be possible, why you want to be doing that.
Yeah, it would get to you no matter how much money you had. Fezzy, what about for you?
I would take the $100 million.
Really?
I would do it. You know, I'm a stay-at-home person anyway, so I don't think what Nico is saying, his argument, would bother me as much.
You think that now, but you have the freedom.
Oh, that's true.
I mean, one thing that happens, it's like, who can't stay in their apartment, right? But if you were told for the next 48 hours you can't leave, you'd start... right away, the claustrophobia would set in. Where would you go, Fez? Where would you plant your flag?
I would plant the flag right in Times Square. So I would have most of Manhattan to operate around as my 5-mile radius.
So basically, you would be the very opposite of Escape from New York. You would be in prison in Manhattan.
Yeah, I would basically pin myself in.
That's a daring move, my friend.
I think I would do it.
Your $100 million isn't going to go as far in Manhattan as it would a lot of places.
True.
And you're not ever going to have a yard. For the rest of your life, you will not have a yard. I mean, even a decent-sized apartment, which would be, anything comparable to a mansion anywhere else, would still cost you $30-40 million. So that's a tough move, picking Manhattan, particularly when you don't have family here.
Yeah, that's true.
So,
but, I mean, those are things to consider, but I think the yard thing wouldn't bother me at all. I would have no problem not having a yard.
Don, you're on the Ron and Fez show.
I'd have to take the deal. I'd have to plant my flag in Thailand, right next to the opium houses, the opium den, and the whorehouses.
Yeah, but when you got the $100 million, you're going to be able to bring in your own opium and whores. So it always shocks me that people are going in that direction. Let me go over here to Kevin. Kevin, you're on the Ron and Fez show.
Hey, Ron and Fez.
Yeah.
$100 million. Stick that flag straight in the center of the Las Vegas Strip, and you just buy a condo there and you play poker for the rest of your life. It's great.
Now, why do you need to play poker when you've got $100 million? Why would gambling even interest you?
Well, because when you gamble, then you lose, so you have to make the $100 million stretch out.
Yeah, not making a lot of sense to me. The last thing I'd feel like doing is risking that money.
Yeah, because if you're going in a big city, that money's not going to last that long.
Here's Tom. Tom, you're on Ron and Fez.
Hey, buddies.
Yeah.
I'd have to say right where I'm at, Madison, Wisconsin. I mean, we're a big enough city to get some good entertainment. We've got good restaurants, good food. We're consistently voted one of the best cities in the country to live. It's a nice place to be.
But the chill factor that that you're going to be cold every winter. You never get an escape winter.
Yeah, we can deal with that, though, Ronnie B. I'm telling you. I mean, you can dress down. You can dress up. I mean, it's a cool city. We got great food. A lot of pretty chicks at the college. It's all right.
Hey, I've been to Madison before. I got to admit, you're a little more impressed with it than I am. But it is a nice, clean... I have problems calling it a city. I think of it more of a town. It's like a little college town, capital of their, little state.
Wisconsin?
But if that's where you're from, yeah. Maybe it makes all the difference in the world. Here is Nick. Nick, you're on Ron and Fez.
Hey, buddy.
Yeah.
First of all, I want to make sure the money is tax-free. And then if it is, Las Vegas is to be.
Again, with Vegas, the only upside there, I mean, I understand the partying aspect of it, but you will go through your cash a lot faster than you would anywhere else. I think right now, if it was just for me, I lean towards Nico and turning it down.
Uh-huh.
But if I think, well, this is money I can give to my kids and I can change their lifestyle, so I would see it much more as a sacrifice than I would like fantastic thing to happen to you. Earl, you on over there now?
Yeah.
What about for you? Would you do this?
Yeah, I would do it, and I would go to Tahiti.
Why? And stay in Tahiti?
Stay in Tahiti.
Now, have you ever been to Tahiti?
I've never been there. I've seen, video on it and everything else. It just seems like the most serene place on earth.
Why don't you go to Tahiti now?
Well, I can't afford to go there now.
It's not that much.
I can't imagine you couldn't save up for a trip for yourself.
Yeah, it's not that big a deal. You got 2 weeks off.
Yeah, I mean...
This is not 1958. You get in a plane, you go there, and you stay pretty cheap.
It's the future.
Well...
Yeah, I always heard it was very pricey to go there, but just looking at it, it's beautiful, it's very quiet, you're just kind of at one with nature. It seems like a very
But
good
you
place to
don't
spend the
think
rest of
that
your
you'd
life.
have island fever? I mean, no matter where you go, you're going to feel stuck with this. But with Tahiti, you've turned around and given up your entire culture. That would be a tough one for me. And the fact that you do give up any other types of weather. I could never stay in a one weather situation, but I would also be a little afraid of, all right, this means every winter is going to be cold now. Every single winter is going to be cold. Justin, you're on Ron and Fez. Go ahead, Justin. Oh, let me try again. Justin, go ahead, buddy.
Hey, what's up, buddy?
Yeah.
I would definitely go to Key West, Florida. You got constant stream of tourists through there, so you're always meeting new people. They got an airport. I would take an airplane up. I could go fishing. Good music, good food.
But have you been to Key West lately?
I went there 3 times a year with my band, and I fell in love with the place. If I could afford to move there, I'd be there tomorrow.
I fell in love with the place in '87. I'm not so sure in 2007 if it's the place for me. Because it has really become a little too corporate. And you're not even using up your 5 miles if you're in Tahiti.
He can go out in the water for a while.
But he does have a point. You'd never go in the water again, Fez. You'd never be able to go in the ocean with your middle of Manhattan. You'd never swim again.
That's true. These are things I really have to consider, but I've already taken the money.
Here's Jamie. Jamie, you're on Ron and Fez. Jamie, go ahead, buddy.
If I had that, I think I'd buy me like a 5,000-acre ranch up in Montana. I could hunt, fish, just have all the room in the world and beautiful place in the country.
All right, now this is the first person who thought of, I would be able to use my money to have a great deal of property around myself. That's the first person who thought in that direction. And I guess if I was that kind of personality, that would be great for me. But I think I'd go nuts. On my 5 miles, there's no people.
Yeah, I couldn't live alone like that.
Yeah.
I'd go insane.
And yet, for some people, that's heaven. I don't like Earl, the Tahitian dreamboat that he turned out to be. His just shocked the hell out of me. Let's go over to the late Eastside Dave, who used to be with the program. Dave, what about for you?
I think I'd go to Dublin because I could buy some of the hotels and the pubs there. I think I would be like sort of the mayor of Dublin, and people would look up to me and everything.
They already have Bono, so I'm not sure about that.
Big fish in a 5-mile pond.
Right, but I could build some sky rises like Donald Trump. I could make...
You only got $100 million. I don't know what Donald Trump building you think you're building for $100 million.
Well, maybe then just some tall pubs or banks or something.
All right, thanks. We're not going to miss him. He will not be missed. Charlie, you're on Ron and Fez.
Yeah, so I'd move to Manhattan Beach, California. You got about 4 different beach cities all in the bay there. You go fishing within 5 miles out, and a sunset every night you cannot believe.
All right, Manhattan Beach, California. It's very John from Cincinnati of you. He's the first guy who paid attention to the fact that you do need a little ocean in your life. You got to have a little water.
Yeah. What about like any global disasters you got to think about too? Like a lot of hurricanes in Florida.
Yeah.
Or earthquakes in California.
Well, if you look right now with Earl, something comes up in Tahiti, he's the only one not leaving. If there's some tsunami heading there, I'm sorry, your flag is in the ground, Earl. You're staying.
Got to ride it out.
You've never ridden out shit in your life. You've never been in a bad storm in your life.
No, not here in New York. No.
Let me tell you, I used to believe all the ride it out for the hurricane stuff as if it was fun till Andrew hit. And after that, you don't ride it out, you shit it out. You just sit there and you see that you are nothing. Here's Doc. Doc, you're on Ron and Fez.
Yeah, these people don't realize that 5 miles that's 5 minutes away from you in every direction. It's crazy. You're not going to be able to really do anything with the $100 million if you're stuck in that central location.
Well, you gotta be someplace where you can also spend your money and enjoy it as well.
Yeah, but I would need to. You got to be able to move more than 5 minutes away from yourself.
Yeah, I gotta agree there. If it was just me, if this was just for me, I don't take the deal for $100 million. But if I thought around, all right, now I could, live pretty large and still be able to give my kids, $25, $30 million at the end of it, maybe that's the sacrifice that you make. But I'm not all caught up into this. It's going to suddenly make me happy, and I'm going to build high pubs in Dublin. And then I feel like I was retarded. Here's Paul. Paul, you're on the Ron and Fez show.
Hey, Ron.
Yeah.
I'd have to go to French Quarter in New Orleans. Great food, great music scene, and most important of all, we shipped all our blacks to Texas.
Here's Mongo. Mongo, you're on Ron and Fez.
Hey, guys. I'd have to go... The Philippines, can you imagine with the exchange rate? You could buy the whole island.
Not for $100 million. Everyone always gets a little confused about what money's worth. Jack, you're on Ron and Fez. Do we got you, Jack?
Yeah, I'm sorry. I'd take Santa Anela, California, right there by Magic Mountain. There's plenty of restaurants. You can ride the roller coasters every day, up in the hills. And they got medical marijuana.
You know what? There's plenty of places in California that I would pick before Magic Mountain. That's what I don't understand.
You want to be near a theme park?
James, you're on Ron and Fez.
Hey, what's up, guys?
Yeah.
You guys had it right. 83rd Street at 5th Avenue in Manhattan, right across from the Metropolitan Museum of Art.
Right.
You could be living in the best apartment. You can get Central Park. You can join the Y where you got a pool. You got all the tourists coming by right there. You're not in fucking, Times Square, dude. You're going to get fucking mugged in there.
Well, I don't know the last time you've been to Times Square, but no one's getting mugged anymore. But, 83rd is not 5 miles away from Times Square.
Right.
So, you're both covered. But again, remember, to get one of those apartments that you want so bad is going to be close to $30 million. It's going to be $20 to $30 million. Now, that's 20% of everything that you had. Now, the good side is you could sell that one day and get another place, but you're not leaving Manhattan. So you're always going to be locked in with Manhattan prices. Now, if you go out and buy a piece of property somewhere, then you could build your dream house any which way you want. Again, who are you going to sell that to if you want to ever leave? You've got to get something that's going to be comfortable for you for the rest of your life.
Yeah, that's why I'm willing to give up the big chunk of Manhattan money to get very comfortable knowing that I got to settle in on that island for the rest of my days. So I have no problem with that.
I don't know. I don't think I could live on an island.
But you're stuck.
Yeah.
Wherever you go now is an island. I don't care if you're the guy in the middle of Montana, you're living on a 5-mile island that you can't leave. By the way, if you do cross that 5 miles, your head blows up because you're wearing that thing around your neck.
How inconvenient.
Yeah. What was that movie where they wore the belt around their neck that if they went by it, their heads blew up?
Was that, that wasn't Logan's Run, was it?
No.
No?
You're thinking of Charlie Logan.
Oh.
He used to call his show Logan's Run for a while. Here's Adam. Adam, you're on Ron and Fez.
Oh, yeah, I think you got to go to Chicago. I mean, you got the culture, the food, and everything like New York. I think the people are a little nicer, and you're going to be saving a little bit more money. You get 4 seasons. Summer in Chicago out of Lake Michigan. Buy yourself a boat.
Mm-hmm.
Get some women on the boat. Buy a $2 million condo. I think you'd be living pretty nice. You got museums. You got restaurants. You got everything you need.
Well, I agree with everything that you said except for the culture.
No?
But, yeah, it doesn't have culture. I think I'm going to head out to Chicago in just a little bit. And the only one reason I'm going to go in your direction, you got Mike North to listen to anytime you want. Doug, you're on Ron and Fez.
Hey,
I'm going to plant my flag in Casey's ass and then fuck her in the cunt to show her what a real man is besides Jonathan.
Where does that come up? Well, Doug, seriously, Doug, I want you to stay on the line for a second. Why would you call and fucking talk that way? Why do you have such disrespect on someone's wedding week?
Because that piece of shit needs to go away.
You're a fucking piece of shit. Do you understand what I'm saying? Not because you attacked Dave, because what you said about his fiance. It was a fucking low blow. It's pussy.
Thank you.
God, run the fuck away. Piece of fucking shit. Here's Jim. Jim, you're on the Ron and Fez show.
Good, Doctor. How you doing?
Good, my friend.
That movie you're thinking of, I believe it was Rutger Hauer was in that.
I think Rutger Hauer's in any movie I'm going to ever bring up again.
Dream Locale, Saratoga, New York.
Why Saratoga?
You can do everything you want. Just good music, good party scene, food, racetrack, mountains.
See, I think it's kind of funny the way everyone seems like they just want to do it near their home. Like wherever they grew up or wherever they're living now is somehow the center of the universe, which may be healthy. I don't know.
I think you got to expand your horizons.
But do you really think that you're living in the best place on Earth right now, Fez?
Yeah, I think so.
Really?
Yeah.
Out of the whole planet?
Yeah, definitely out of the whole planet. Yeah.
Manhattan?
Yeah, I think Manhattan is the best place on the planet.
Is that your new drug talking?
I don't think so. No, I don't think you can get any better.
Based on?
Based on just the opportunity of things here. You know, as compared to somewhere else.
Give me some of these opportunities.
I mean, if you're so inclined, the restaurants.
Mm-hmm. When's the last time you've been to a restaurant?
It's been a while.
All right, give me something else.
Just the fact that you can get anything you want here. You know, you can call up, have things delivered here. It's yeah.
Yeah, you can't get things delivered anywhere else. They do not do delivery in Florida and New Mexico. What are you talking about, Fez?
I just think, like, if you're looking for something specific, like if you're looking for, like, let's say some sort of sports memorabilia or some sort of, you know, I don't know what I'm saying, but you can find anything you want in New York City.
A Don Drysdale glove.
Yes, you could probably find that in New York City.
Yeah, you have the internet, Fez. You can order whatever you want from wherever you want in the world. Here is Chris. Chris, you're on Ron and Fez.
Fez Marie and Ronnie B. How you doing, buddy? Ronnie, that movie, by the way, is Deadlock, starring Rutger Hauer. Hi, this is Rutger. But if I'm going anywhere on this earth, I'm going to Chichester, PA, to bring home the state football championship year after year.
You know what's really interesting? If you did, let's say you picked Boothwyn, you still got you got most of Linwood, some Hook, Ogden, Twin Oaks. It's basically going to have everything that you want.
Sounds like heaven.
It really is. It's a little piece of heaven. Let me head on over here to. Oh, here's the Shark. He'll have something funny to say. Shark, how are you?
Hello.
Yeah.
Hey, wasn't that movie also the one that John Travolta put out with the Scientology, where they had that ring around their necks and they would blow their heads up?
All right, hold on. The Velvet Underground wants to add to this. Underground, is that the one that we're talking about?
Battlefield Earth.
Is that the
Battlefield
one?
Earth.
Is that the one that we were? Yeah.
Really
You know
bad.
what? Let's send Radio Shark into the big ass prize closet. First time ever. That's for you, Radio Shark.
Wow, that's great.
Now the problem is we're going to need your real name, your phone number, and your address.
I think you guys already have it, don't you?
Hold on, Shark. We'll get you a DVD copy of Baseball's Most Unbreakable Feats, courtesy of ShoutFactory.com.
And give him something else, too, Fez.
Let's see. What else can we throw in here?
How about some cash? You could keep that CD. Give me some cash.
We'll get you a DVD copy of Atlantic Records, The House That Ahmed Built, from Rhino Entertainment.
And what else for him, Fez?
And a CD of Rise by Herb Alpert, courtesy of Shout Factory.
Now, what is that?
I don't know. It must be
the Herb Alpert story?
Yeah.
Any gift certificates to, like, restaurants or something you got there?
You know, Fez tells me that we've got all the restaurants and sports memorabilia in the world right now.
You don't want to go anywhere else.
All right, hold on. So Fez's big move was made for restaurants and sports memorabilia.
But isn't there, like, eBay for that?
Not with $100 million. You don't understand. It's all right here in Manhattan.
Oh.
Money-making Manhattan. Right back, Ron and Fez show.
Ron and Fez. XM 202.
boys and girls, this is your old pal Bobo Golem with a very annoying song about a very important event. When we're at Dave and Casey's wedding, we will have some fun. It's at the Hard Rock Cafe and the date's June 21. Hooray for Dave and Casey's wedding. Dave and Casey's wedding will be fun. When we're at Dave and Casey's wedding, we'll be as happy as can be. It's at the Hard Rock Cafe and the time's from noon to 3. When we're at Dave and Casey's wedding, we'll be a happy family. When we're at Dave and Casey's wedding, Dave will probably get a rash. And these kids don't want no presents, except for cold hard cash. When we're at Dave and Casey's wedding, Dave and Casey's big-ass wedding bash. See ya!
Yeah, there's Bobo doing a parody of his own song, Pope Bobo. All right, it is the Ron and Fez show. 866-RON-0-FEZ. 866-RON-0-FEZ. If you ever need to email us, it's ronandfez at AOL.com. ronandfez at AOL.com. Here comes Eastside Dave into the studio for the first time today. How are you, David?
I'm very good, thank you. I'm a little bit on edge because of some of the problems, and, well, we all know what they are.
Well, I have a email, too, that I'll be reading in a little bit that's come back from Wiki already, Fez.
Oh, quick response.
Yeah.
We actually got something from the Manhattan Sports Memorabilia Society for Fez.
Really?
They heard Fez talking about them.
Yeah.
And so they thought we'll chip in and get him something nice.
Yeah.
Nice.
So
I got a signed Babe Ruth ball, which is really just a Ron and Fez stress ball, and someone has scribbled the name Babe Ruth. They've printed Babe Ruth on it poorly.
I think that's from the Big Bambino.
they swore it was authentic.
Yeah.
It's not. These polymers weren't even invented when Babe Ruth was around, and these squishy balls.
Oh, yeah, I think they had that kind. Those are like pinkies.
He busted you on the polymers. That's how he was able to get to the bottom of that. Fezzi said that he loves Manhattan for the great restaurants and sports memorabilia.
Among other things.
All right, Ron and Fez show. Here is the email back. I'll read the email first that Earl sent out to Wiki and in care of Eric Logan. So this one's going right to the top. I'd like to recommend that we replace David McDonald with Pepper Hicks, effective immediately. Since coming aboard as an intern, Pepper's brought a great passion and energy to the show. He's constantly coming in with ideas that work for the show on and off air. And boy, this sentence runs on. And he's willing to give his time, comma, no matter how long, comma, to any project. Let's see how many commas that he throws into things. Dave has been terrific on the air, but has lacked the administrative skills that are needed to make the show go to the next level. If you'd like to discuss this at length, please feel free to call me. So Wiki writes back to him, Earl, if you're so upset and dissatisfied with Dave, then why are we blowing $20K on this wedding? By the way, is there 3 S's in dissatisfied? The S's is just going like a snake showed up in the middle of this.
I don't believe so.
You know, I'll admit the timing was pretty bad, but, I mean, hey, things came to a head today, and you got to make moves, you make the moves.
You may have to get married, Earl, to cover for this.
To who?
So how do you feel, how are you going to respond to this?
I will, you know, I'll sit back, I'll think about it for a minute.
Why don't you just write back this? What does one have to do with the other? Good one. Go ahead. Send it out. You might want to stop CCing Elo, though. That doesn't seem like the best idea for you.
Yeah, I mean,
that's kind of stupid.
Yeah, that wasn't very bright.
None of the stuff you do is bright at all. And remind him that you're the only black working here in the New York XM offices.
Keep playing that.
Well, until you get over to a certain trumpet player. And then forget it, Earl. All right, off you go.
All right.
Make it happen. Make it so.
Lou Piniella doesn't think that a woman could be a baseball manager because he doesn't think that women can understand the intricacies of the game.
What, Fez?
Lou Piniella doesn't think that women can be baseball managers because they just don't know enough about the game.
What don't they understand about the game?
The intricacies of the game.
Yeah.
So it seems that does seem like.
First of all, if women can't be managers, then how do you explain Ozzie Guillen? He took that team all the way, and he's a woman.
Ozzie is a man. So it does seem like that is a job that a woman will never have, a baseball manager.
Here's Johnny. Johnny, you're on the Ron and Fez show.
Yeah. Wasn't that movie Running Man with Arnold Schwarzenegger that had that guy's head blown off when he's trying to cross the line there?
Was that Running Man? Did a guy's head blow up in Running Man?
I don't remember Running Man having these escape collars on him.
Yeah, when they first got thrown in, and they all of a sudden they said, okay, well, jail.
All right, I'll send you into the big-ass prize closet just in case you're right. I don't know. Here is Buck. Buck, you're on Ron and Fez.
Hey, what's up, buddy?
Yeah.
Hey, I just can't believe Earl's got the balls with all of his screw-ups administratively to call out Dave to his own boss. That's amazing to me.
Well, Earl is Dave's boss, though. I mean, if Dave had these skills, maybe we wouldn't figure out that Earl doesn't. And this is the first time ever I'm going against the PAC on something, Fez. I'm going head-to-head with the PAC with this. And you may see me and Deb on Nightline.
All right, that means you're going to have to go ahead and debate her.
Oh, I feel comfortable with it.
Yeah?
I feel comfortable with it.
So the PAC, they'll defend just about anybody, coming to Eastside Dave's defense.
Why aren't they defending Earl on what he's been through then?
Because Earl's part of the system.
That is true. Very good point. Earl and... Is this a tag out, Fez, where you don't even have to think anymore? People in other rooms are helping you? But yeah, that is a good point, Fez and company. He is the man now. Earl has become the man. Josh, you're on Ron and Fez.
How you doing?
Yeah.
The name of the movie you're looking for is called Deadlock.
All right, does every movie now have collars, neck collars that make people's heads blow up? You're going into the big-ass prize closet.
We'll get you a DVD copy of Baseball's Most Unbreakable Feats. That's from theshoutfactory.com.
I'd like to own this. I like to sit around and see the most unbreakable feats in baseball.
John Bowser Bauman from the doo-wop group Sha Na Na.
Why can't you just say Bowser? Why is he John Bowser Bauman?
He is now asking for a law that would crack down on imposter groups that pose as the real thing in concert, so that groups couldn't just show up and call themselves Sha Na Na.
Well, we already have that, right? You're not allowed to go and book yourself as the Beatles when you're not.
Yeah, that's true. So I don't know exactly where he's coming from on this. Apparently, there's a lot of rip-off Sha Na Na groups that would make him want this law.
Well, the law already exists. It's fraud. You're not allowed to say you're somebody that you're not. But at the same time, is REM allowed to keep calling themselves an REM when they don't have the same bass player? Or is Axl allowed to call himself Guns N' Roses? At one point, we say, whoever owns the name owns the name.
Right, okay. So I guess this might keep someone who doesn't own the name, but might have been in the group.
We already have that. We already have that. That's why Roger Waters can't call himself Pink Floyd.
Isn't that why they wanted to set up this thing where it could be Sha Na Na featuring such and such person who may have been in the group for like 5 minutes, or...
Yeah, but let's suppose that the three of us had a band, right?
Yeah.
Let's say we called ourselves the Teddy Bears. We break up. We all three can't travel as a tour as the Teddy Bears. Somebody has to own the name. Yeah. And we already have that deal.
No, but that's happening a lot now, because now there's, like, let's say the Temptations, right?
Right.
Now you'll have the Temptations review featuring, let's say, Dennis Edwards, who was the lead singer for 5 years.
That's a different situation. If you call yourselves the Temptations review, then that's suddenly like Beatlemania. I don't have a problem if it's called Beatlemania and I show up and like an idiot I'm going, wait a minute, where's John Lennon? That's my fault.
Yeah, but a lot of those, particularly the 50s and 60s group where the name is kind of, no one really owns the name. The name's just kind of floating out in the air. That's happening a lot now, because now you have the Blue Notes, and then there's Harold Melvin's Blue Notes, and it's, because Harold Melvin never had the Harold Melvin and the Blue Notes name. He doesn't own it. So there's all these little splinter groups. I think what Bowser's trying to do is end the confusion with that.
You end the confusion because this is a civil thing. That's where it comes down to. You sue over the name. You sue each other over the name.
And I think what Bowser's adding to this already is that they can get in even more trouble for deceiving the public. So I think it adds stiffer penalties to this as well.
Here's, first of all, anybody who shows up to see Sha-Na Na and are disappointed, come on. What the fuck are you... What's the best thing that can happen? The real Sha-Na Na was there? Here's Mike the teacher. Hello, Michael.
Hey, guys, I just want to agree with Earl. I think the laws are not that established, and that there are a lot of people in that exact scenario that you said, Ron. Let's say that someone was part of the Shondells for just a couple of years during the latter days. There are people like that who are assembling other people and getting away with it.
But you're not, they're getting away with it because there's nobody suing them.
Right.
Because I'm going to tell you right now, Slash can't go or wouldn't go out and call themselves Guns N' Roses. It would be shut down in 5 minutes.
Right. I think it was Densmore that sued Krieger and the rest of the guys with Ian for touring as the Doors.
Now, see, that is because every member of the band owned the name.
Yeah.
And I guess, for an example, I know Foreigner now is Mick Jones, the guitarist. That's the only guy left who had anything to do with the original Foreigner. I guess he owns the name Foreigner. But just like I said, you get these huge bills with 20, 50 vocal groups, and you're like, wow, this is amazing that all these vocal groups still even exist. They really don't. It's the guy who was in it for a couple of months.
Yeah, there was a thing, I'm trying to think of, I think it was the Platters. And I was down in Florida, and there was 2 separate ones playing on the same highway, about 5 miles apart.
I'm trying to think. There's a lot of fraud. Remember, there was a guy saying he was one of our gang. Wasn't it a guy who said he was a fake alfalfa or something like that for years?
Yeah, but again, you can't go around,
that's completely different. But like I said, I'm not sure the law is that set in terms of copyright.
Well, at some point, somebody owns the organization.
Oh, absolutely.
And then that person owns the right. Now, you don't necessarily have to be Mick Jagger to own the name the Rolling Stones.
Right.
Because in the case of Guns N' Roses, I think Axl said, the only way I'm going to come back and do this next album is if all you guys give me the name. And they were all stoned, and they said, okay.
Yeah. And,
oops, sorry, Mike. I heard you click off. It's damn new. We're running this whole thing off a laptop. It's just ridiculous.
I remember that.
But he does own that name now. Now I think it's crazy to go back and say, well, you don't own the name.
Yeah, I think it should...
It's just like these guys who go, oh, we don't own our own songs. You sign that away. Nobody stole that to you. You have to sign a piece of paper to say you're the owner of this.
And you have to be sound mind and body to do that. I remember the Byrds, the drummer who was like in the group for 3 years, he was going around touring as the Byrds. And McGuinn, Crosby, and I think Chris Hillman, they had to go to court, and then they had to record. But you always
do.
Yeah, and then you have to record. They actually had to record as the Byrds to get the name back. And the court decided, hey, if you guys can get together in X amount of time and do a new recording as the Byrds, you 3 will own the name equally, and that's what they did. And then now they own the name equally.
It makes perfect sense, though. I don't see where it turns into the rest of us or any part of this. Because we all have the right to sue for fraud if we show up and somebody's listening as the Byrds is not the Byrds.
Yeah, that's true, but they never... I mean, a lot of the groups, they get away with it now by they'll stick on that featuring such and such a person.
I have no problem with that. Just like I don't have a problem with going to see cover bands in, New Jersey, where they seem to be fantastically big. But at the point, you have to say, this is a tribute show. We're not the actual artist.
Yeah, that's true. I mean, when he was referring to that Doors case, now they're on the road as Riders of the Storm, featuring Robbie Krieger and John Densmore, because they couldn't use the Doors name.
Yeah, I don't have a problem with that.
But I think if they had gone out as the Doors, I think that would have been a little bit...
First of all, if you know Jim Morrison isn't in the Doors, right?
Yes.
And you're buying the ticket, who gives a fuck whether John Densmore is there or not? You're already an idiot who doesn't care what show you sing.
Yeah, that's true.
I don't feel like I'm being ripped off, knowing that Morrison is dead. This conversation's beneath us. It's stupid.
Fantastic Four was #1 at the box office over the weekend, bringing in $57 million, beating the last Fantastic Four movie. If you had to have one of those powers, which one would you take of those Fantastic Four powers?
Give me fire.
That would be the Thing.
Who would want to be the Thing?
No one wants to be the Thing.
Well, you just destroy everything in your path. That would be.
But you got to look like a big orange rock the rest of your life.
Have a great appetite.
Stedman. Oh, hold on. Stedman, you're on the Ron and Fez show.
Hey, Ron, let's say my name is Stevie Ray Vaughan.
Mm-hmm.
Can I go get on stage and write Stevie Ray Vaughan on the bill?
Well, no, you cannot. You could probably book yourself as Stephen Ray Vaughan, but you can get a copyrighted name. It's just like you go through the Actors Union, so everybody can't use the name Earl Douglas. I'm sure if Earl went into some of these unions, probably that name, which is a little more common, has probably been already taken. So that's why you say Earl J. Douglas and Earl P. Douglas and stuff like that.
That happened with Vanessa Williams, where I think there was a Vanessa Williams, I think on Melrose Place or something, and she sued the more famous Vanessa Williams because people confused their names. So they went, okay, well, you have to go like Vanessa L. Williams or Vanessa R. Williams or something like that.
Who the hell would want to call himself Earl Douglas?
It's actually a name. Here's Tom. Tom, you're on Ron and Fez.
Hey, what about Prince when he had the name and then he changed it to the symbol?
He changed it to Fishhook for a while. That's a totally different... Nobody knew where Prince's head was during that whole time.
I think that was just trying to get out of a contract. That's all that was.
I think it was to show that he was upset. But again, legally, he had sold that catalog. And like he was calling himself a slave. You made $100 million. Fez is willing not to get off the island of Manhattan for the same money.
Yeah, he had one of the, if not one of the best record contracts ever. And he was like, I'm a slave. I was like, are you kidding me? It's like, yeah, the slave was able to take $14 million of your own money and basically put out CDs on your own.
How long did he keep the symbol gimmick going?
2 years or so, 2-3 years?
I think it was like almost 3 because it was the remainder of whatever the contract was. And that's how they get. And it was just funny, like at award shows, he would show up and people would just go, ladies and gentlemen, and he just hold up a place card with the symbol on it.
Well, then they were calling him the artist.
The artist.
The artist will talk to you.
It was so weird.
If you were going to chew gum, bubble gum or chewing gum?
I'm a bubble gum guy.
Yeah?
But I'm not normally going to do either of them, but I think taste-wise, bubble gum tastes better.
I would go chewing gum.
What's your chewing gum player?
Peppermint.
Oh.
I go chewing gum with the juicy fruit.
Brian, you're on Ron and Fez.
Yeah, I'd like to sue Earl for impersonating a producer, and Fez, hat or no hat?
No hat.
Are you sure?
I don't know what he's talking about.
What if it rains?
Oh.
What if it's sunny?
I would still go no hat. I'm just not a big hat person.
Even in the rain, wouldn't you want a hat then?
Yeah.
Pouring rain?
Yeah, I would.
But then what happens when you sleep? Then you got a hat on your head.
Yeah, I love hats.
That's another thing I had to tell you. You got to have that gum in your mouth while you're sleeping. What are you checking on, Earl?
No, I thought my phone was ringing.
Anything new back from Wiki?
No, not yet.
When did you send them? Oh, you didn't send them back anything? Let's see what you wrote back to them. I don't see what one thing has to do with the other. This has been coming to a head for a long time and needed to be addressed. Boy, you really did sell Dave out today on his wedding week. And you were in the wedding.
Yeah, I was a groomsman.
Are you going to be able to do something about this Pitsy situation, too? I hear him just jumping in against you. They don't respect you, Earl.
No, and, that situation will be rectified very soon.
And neither do the new interns who say that you never addressed them. They have no idea.
I address them. I say, good morning, how are you? I say, when they do something for me, I say, thank you.
But you don't give them direction.
I give them direction. I gave them several tasks last week, and they came in, and they gave them to me, and I said, thank you.
Who is the guy that you're more likely to learn from?
Pepper Hicks, actually.
Who's another intern?
Yeah, I've learned the most from Pepper Hicks. I've learned how to do best ofs. I'm learning to do show openers.
And who have you learned the least from?
I guess Earl. Well, I asked him about that thing the other day, and he gave me that joke that he tried where he was saying...
get a trade. All right, Nico, let the Velvet Underground come in. I see that he wants to be a little part of this. Velvet Underground, give us the person who gives you the most direction.
Pepper is really good. He's because he's professional, but he's also like with us. So
yeah,
it's good. So yeah,
and least
Earl.
What's the problem with Earl?
He's like it's like a wall. He ignores us. It's like we don't exist.
I hardly ignore you.
But that's those guys saying that to me. That's not me saying it to them.
No, I understand that, but I'm like I don't ignore you. I appreciate everything you guys are bringing to the table.
But you've got to. But you would be like a sergeant, right, in the Army, going, look, I appreciate you guys. You have to lead them, Earl.
Yeah, and I'm a...
Do you feel like you're being led right now, Underground?
Nah, I mean, Pepper's leading me. I'd say Pepper.
All right, so Pepper is a rogue army.
Pepper, that's what we call him.
Sergeant Pepper?
Sergeant Pepper.
I fucking love it. Who came up with that?
I just did right now.
All right, you're the best.
All
right, go ahead. Every time an Underground kid comes in, not a home run, but he does get hit. He gets wood on the ball. Oh, God, look, this kid looked like he slept in his clothes last night. Would you get all fucked up, Rooster?
Yes, I did. In Prospect Park.
You starting to get around Brooklyn a little bit?
I'm starting to figure things out. It's getting a little easier.
Yeah. Who is the person you consider the leader?
I have to give it to either Eastside Dave or Pitsy. Both of them, since I've gotten here, have been extremely helpful.
Mm-hmm. And least?
Earl, I will dispute, has never told me good morning once.
Never once said good morning to you?
No.
This kid flew across the country to be here. Do you feel like you're getting the most out of your internship?
I feel, for the most part, but... Really...
I came over today, and you and Underground were staring out the window, and they were talking about, wouldn't it be weird to work construction? And I'm like, who is not keeping these kids busy? They should be on a full run at all times.
Yes, I mean, well, this morning was just...
Why don't you do this? Write another thing to Wiki and let them know you want to get rid of all the interns.
Well, I mean, they haven't really mouthed off to me. They made an opinion, which I respect. I don't necessarily agree with, but I respect it.
If you could only pick one person who's leading you the most, who would it be?
I'd have to give it to Eastside Dave.
Wow. First vote for the ex-employee of the show, Eastside Dave.
Eastside Dave even took me out on Friday.
Where'd you guys
dinner,
go?
Bought me drinks.
Was he fucked up?
He wasn't 100% clear-headed.
Now, I remember talking to him before. He wasn't allowed to drink with the interns, remember?
Yes. I totally remember that.
He had that direction.
Yes, I did. I mean, I was not even where they took them out.
Where did he take you?
Someplace up the street. I'm not really sure what it was called.
Oh, yeah, one of his Irish bars?
Exactly. I believe that was right, yeah.
We went to PJ's, and for the most part, he was just drinking cola. I was the one who had beer.
Yes, you are not allowed to drink.
Oh.
Not the interns. You're not allowed to be drunk with the interns. You were told that before.
I thought that had been lifted, so that was.
Why would it be?
I don't know. I thought that was with a few specific.
The only thing was when Bill got hired, then we said, okay, you can drink with Bill.
Okay, that was why I thought it had been lifted. So that's my mistake.
Boy, you have become Earl with the constant admitting to mistakes anymore.
Well, I'm admitting to my responsibilities where Earl likes to point the finger. So I think that's the difference between he and I.
David, you're on... Oh, no, he invented the line, I take full responsibility. Dave, you're on Ron and Fez.
Hey, Ronnie, what's up, buddies?
Yeah.
Hey, wanted to let you know you were dead on about that trademark on the name thing. David Bowie's real name is what? David Jones, right?
Yeah, David Jones is the same as the guy from the Monkees.
Right, exactly. Looks like the wrong guy had to change his name. So.
Well, all you got to do is get there first.
Exactly,
Whoever gets there
right.
first.
You don't have to have any talent, I guess. So.
Yeah.
All right, man. Cool. Talk to you guys later.
Peace out.
Was it Ray Charles was the same way? His name is Ray Robinson, but obviously with Sugar Ray Robinson.
But he should have called himself Sugar Ray Charles. Here is John. John, you're on Ron and Fez.
Hey, buddy.
Yeah.
Hey, I respect Earl for trying to destroy his competition here, but it sounds like you should have gone after Pepper instead of Dave. Dave's going to self-destruct here. Pepper's the up-and-comer.
Do you start to hear the footsteps with Pepper?
I hear the footsteps. He's doing an unbelievable job.
But I heard Pepper yell at you today over the opening.
Well, again, it was so heated a moment. I was like, where is this opening? And he got a little upset. I mean, we were all a little upset over it.
Mm-hmm.
But, you know, I'm not a big yeller. I'm not a big screamer. I never have been.
I've heard you scream on here all last week.
Yeah, I mean, when it takes me so...
This day with you and Dave has come to a head. There's nothing you can do about it anymore.
It takes me so
One of you has to leave.
Yes. I mean, and it takes me so long to really explode and really...
Do you think it would be better for the show, considering how much he adds to the on-air product, if you step down instead of asking Dave to step down?
No, I don't see that at all. I don't see me...
You honestly feel like you're a more valuable person to the show itself than Dave?
Yeah, I do. I really do.
Really? What do you do?
Well, production. I do...
What production gets done?
Well, I make sure that, best ofs are coordinated.
Well,
and
speaking of that, people told me that want to tape the shows, your Friday best of, when it's midnight Friday night, everybody hears the Monday show, so they don't get the Friday replay.
Well, I had that exact conversation on, it was either Wednesday or Thursday with Wiki about that, and he was
so this is Wiki's fault.
I don't even know if it's...
Next email, Wiki, follow yourself.
I don't know if it's a Wiki fault or a DC fault, but I asked
what
that
if you did something different rather than what you're doing now? I mean, you stay with XM, but you start doing breakfast with the Beatles, like you used to with Muni. Did Muni do breakfast with the Beatles?
He never did. That was Dave Herman, who used to do breakfast with the Beatles.
And every town had breakfast with the Beatles. And probably still does, right?
Oh, yeah.
Yeah.
Yep.
Let me ask you this, though, Earl. You know a little bit about the bad music thing, the bad AOR. Why are the Beatles the only band that get a food or, a meal mention? There's never any kind...
No, I got another one.
There's never a dinner with the Doors.
No, I'll give you another one. It was Breakfast in Bed with the Grateful Dead.
I never heard this one before.
I think that was just here in New York.
I know that I'd like to see Lunch with Led Zeppelin as opposed to Get the Lead Out.
Oh, yeah, Get the Lead Out. I know more than enough about Get the Lead Out. I did it for 5 years.
Really?
Yeah. When I was through produced Carol Miller's show. She was...
What about Snacks with Santana? Where it's just, you're getting snacks, but the snacks are Carlos Santana.
I don't know if they would go over very well.
I think it would. I really do. Try to bring it up to your next AOR meeting. I was watching this thing the other day, and I think it was a documentary by the girl with giant tits. She's just Roseanne Arquette. She's just fantastic.
Oh, that's All We Are Saying, which is a great movie.
Different people were talking about what is wrong with the radio business. And Tom Petty basically said rock is dead. He goes, it will be around, but it's more now like blues or jazz. It's just a little niche thing that doesn't really matter. It's not the mainstream thing. You agree or disagree? Rock over.
I would agree with that assessment. Because it's not the driving force.
Is it hip-hop? R&B?
More hip-hop than R&B.
Yeah. So hip-hop is the mainstream music of today.
Yeah, like hip-hop is... I said hip-hop is today's rock and roll.
Yeah.
And as far as it elicits such a reaction...
What do you think, Fez?
I think rock is dead.
Yeah?
Yeah.
Hip-hop?
Yeah, definitely. Or some sort of dance music. Where it's, like a boy band, like a Christina Aguilera or something like that.
I think that thing's over.
Yeah, Justin.
Because Justin's album didn't even go to #1, did it? Or didn't stay there very long?
it hit number one. It didn't stay. It didn't have that.
It didn't get as big as everybody thought it was going to.
Yeah, it didn't have like that massive thing. Like, let's say when NSYNC came out, it sold like 2 million copies in a week or something like that.
Now, I thought another part of that, all they were saying, that you could have taken, if this was 40 years before, it would have been Steve and Edie acting like all the other songs were better. You know what I mean? Like, I think you're really, it puts you in a difficult position when you start acting like the past was better.
Yeah,
you start to sound like, blowhard after a while.
And she lined up some pretty big names. I mean, across the board.
Yeah, everyone that she's ever slept with did that show with her. Keith, you're on Ron and Fez.
Yeah, hi, this is... Hey, Earl, what about Morning Bruce Juice? Do you remember that one?
Did you used to have Morning Bruce Juice?
Yes, Morning Bruce Juice, yeah.
Squeeze some Bruce.
That was another one, having your daily squeeze of Bruce Juice.
I remember we did Filet of Soul for a while, but that was just really, we'd throw in a Motown song.
I think it was like something like a soul snack or something like that, where you just play like a really cool R&B single.
Joe, you're on Ron and Fez.
Yeah, buddy. This Sunday I'm throwing on the Boneyard for Eddie Trunk's Bon Jovi brunch.
He is a Bon Jovi fan since day one. That is our own Eddie Trunk. Here is Dennis. Dennis, you're on Ron and Fez.
Was that a documentary or a rockumentary?
Documentary.
Okay.
Here is Eric. Eric, you're on Ron and Fez.
There's plenty of good bands, good rock bands putting out music still. The Foo Fighters, Rage Against the Machines putting out a new album, Queens of the Stone Age, Incubus.
Yes, but that does not make it mainstream anymore. And the point was, I mean, there's still been good blues albums and good jazz albums, but Miles Davis started his life when jazz was the driving force in American music. His life ended where he was just a small segment of popular music. So, yes, there will still be good albums. There'll still be good bands. But it's like B.B. King is not mainstream. Neither will the Foo Fighters be at the end of their lives.
Yeah, I remember I watched a documentary over the weekend.
Documentary or rockumentary?
It's probably more of a rockumentary on Sam Cooke, where...
That definitely sounds like a rockumentary.
Where the pinnacle of success was when you played the Copacabana. Mm-hmm. You know, and it's like... And that was like you.
That was everything.
That was everything. Now you can play the Copa now, and
who cares?
Yeah, it's like who cares? It's like now, you can even say playing the Garden is not as big as it used to be.
Why? Why would you say that?
I don't know, because let's say like Oasis played Madison Square Garden a couple of.
Oasis was a major act.
Yeah, they were a major act, but it used to be like. You know, Elton John would play the Garden. It's an event.
He still does, though.
It's still this massive event. But I don't know if it still has that same...
I still say you draw 20,000 people. It's something to be proud of, no matter where it happens to happen.
Yeah, I mean, but it used to be this...
Well, what do you think the new thing is?
That's a good question. I really don't know.
No, I agree with you in a way, because, like, for a stand-up comedian, it used to be The Tonight Show. Right. But that seems to be gone. That is the bench watermark. It seems now like it's the HBO comedy special. So those kind of things kind of, change. But I never think of selling out the Garden as being a bad thing.
No, I'm not saying it's a bad thing at all.
You said it's the worst thing a band could do. Is sell out Madison Square.
No, I just don't think it has...
I think it's still huge. Billy Joel selling it out, 20 times?
Well, that would take it down from being huge, wouldn't it? Now you're acting like you got to do it multiple nights.
No, I'm just saying, like, no big... I mean, I think if you... Like, a band like... what was the band? OAR. That's the... Mm-hmm. They played the Garden and it's sold out. I'm like, you think that's a big thing, It's like, but I never heard of them. I didn't really... was a fan of their music. But you don't
really have your ear to the grindstone anymore. You're not out there, your nose to the grindstone. You're not out walking the waterfront like the old days. You're not looking for the... up-and-coming bands. Like if I had you go New Music Against Carter, boom, you get destroyed.
Yeah.
We should bring Carter in a little bit and talk about the indie rock scene one day.
Yeah.
See if he'll do it with us.
Yeah, we can bring him in because, I mean, at least here in New York, it's kind of in this weird, cool place now where it's a lot more spread out than it's ever been.
Right.
Because now you can go to Brooklyn, you can go to the meatpacking district here in New York City. It used to be Garden, Radio City, Roseland, those places. Now it's...
So you're saying it's a good thing that has gotten smaller, not a bad thing?
If you're a fan of music and want to see people in smaller places, yeah, that's great, because the arena shows are very impersonal to me. Unless you have really good seats outside.
So you're saying the best thing that ever happened is that rock isn't mainstream?
To a degree, yeah. I mean, but I just don't see it as that main cultural driving force anymore. It's not.
It is not. Lou, you're on Ron and Fez.
Rock is dead. No one's going to these concerts anymore. All these white boys are listening to rap, but they're not even going to the concerts. Actually, you guys should probably look at country. Country's blowing up.
Well, country is it's so corporate that this will not be remembered as like a good era of country music. I don't think.
And it's never really gone away either. It's always had that core audience. I mean,
but it's not mainstream and never been.
It's mainstream. There was that one period where, let's say, when Garth Brooks was really huge and he was doing network TV specials.
Right.
That was probably like the pinnacle, and I think Shania Twain did a couple.
But it seems like country got bigger because people walked away from rock. That helped when white people said we're not looking for the next rock act. Here's Bill. Bill, you're on the Ron and Fez show.
2975, my brother.
What can we do for you, man?
Hey, Tom Petty's last album, The Last DJ, was an awesome album, but it never got any airplay. Rock's dead. You look at Mellencamp, his last album, the only airplay it got was on a truck commercial.
Well, the problem is for these guys, they don't fit in a lot of terrestrial radio formats anymore because the people that play Tom Petty on the radio want to listen to American Girl. They don't want to play his new stuff.
And they want to hear breakdown, and then say...
This is kind of amazing to me. And, just to go back to the comedy thing. If you look at, say, like a George Carlin, he's 70-plus years old, right? He's still doing new material and selling out, big venues, but his audience still demands new material. He would not be permitted to come out and do Class Clown from 1974.
Right.
And yet, with the Tom Petty, people want you to come back and repeat the 1970s bit.
Yeah, I never really thought of it.
The comedian is more of an artist, and the audience of comedy is more involved with their artist than rock people are with theirs.
Yeah, not a lot of artists really do challenge the audience in that. Maybe a Bowie will challenge the audience where he will say, you know what, a good chunk of this show is going to be new material.
What percentage, though?
Probably...
I bet 85% of Bowie is predated to the current album material, where 100% of George Carlin is going to be brand new material.
You can feel a letdown in a concert as soon as you hear the words, "This is from the new album."
Now, are you feeling that from yourself or everybody else?
I feel it from myself. Yeah, I like to hear, if I see Tom Petty, I like to go hear the old stuff.
Why?
It's the stuff I enjoy. It's the nostalgic thing for me.
So it's really not about the artist. It's about memories for you.
Yeah, because those are the songs that make me feel good, and I want to go to that concert and have that feel-good experience.
So it really isn't about music at all.
For me, it's the exact opposite. I know he's on, let's say, the Rolling Stones are on tour to promote their new album, A Bigger Bang.
Mm-hmm.
I'm going to hear the record. If I like the record, I want to hear some stuff on it. I was like, man, that song kicks ass. I would love to hear this live. I'm there for music. I want to hear... I want to hear Start Me Up and Brown Sugar and Jumpin' Jack Flash and all that stuff, but give me enough of the new material also, and I'm happy with that. I'm one of the few people that doesn't,
I agree that you're one of the few.
One of the few people that will, people will be standing up, and then all of a sudden, here's a new song. You see everyone sit down, go to the bathroom, do the whole deal.
And again, because I don't think it's about the art, I think it is about what Fez talked about. It's nostalgia. So at the same time that they're saying him, the Fez would be just as happy to see Anselm Williams walk into the room. Anything that reminds him of his childhood. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
It has nothing to do with the art at all. Where if you're going to see a comedian, you want to do a little thinking. I don't think you want to do any thinking at a concert these days.
Yeah, I mean, I remember like I'm seeing like the Richard Pryor video, home movies, home and in concert videos, and when people would actually scream out old, for old characters, like they wanted to hear Mudbone, you would just look at him like, "What are you, crazy? I'm here to do some new stuff."
Here is James. James, you're on Ron and Fez.
Hey, Ronnie.
Yeah.
I started listening to Carlin when I was like 11 years old, and all the cool parents used to let us listen to it in the car, and laugh along with us.
Right.
Like 10 years later, I was finally old enough to see him, and I saw him down at college, and it was he tried some new stuff, and it was just a complete bust, and he apologized to us at the end of his set.
But see, you see that as a bad thing or a good thing?
It was good that he was trying new stuff, but at the the crowd wasn't really feeling it, and you could tell that it was it didn't really seem like he was either. And at the end of it, he just said, "You know what? It was a draw, and I'm sorry." And he walked off stage.
But that is him being an artist.
It was memorable to see him. I had waited forever to see him.
But would you have rather have seen him do the stuff that you heard when you were 11?
No, the 7 dirty words are only funny for so long, but 10 years later, But I did appreciate the new stuff. It's just there was a lot less missing than there was hitting that night, and sometimes I guess that happens.
That does happen all the time with comedy, but the point is that maybe for you showed up as a nostalgic act, but you cannot be a nostalgic act with stand-up comedy. You really have to perform that night. Like we were talking about Reagan. No matter how much we all like Reagan, he still has to go out every night and prove himself. He does not get to downshift. He might have the first minute to 5 minutes as a little bonus from us where we're all happy, hey, here comes Brian Regan into the room. But from that very short point on, it changes. And he has to perform that night and engage us, where rock doesn't do that.
Yeah, I think the comedian falls under the pretense of, with the audience reaction, the audience likes to feel that material is all improv. Like, that guy is on the stage with a microphone, and these things are flowing off the top of his head. It's almost like that's the illusion of it. Whereas a band isn't held to that standard, where they don't expect someone to just write a song on stage.
Apparently you've never been to any jam band concerts, Fezzy, because that's exactly what's expected. It's exactly what's expected at a jazz show as well. And again, those are smaller crowds of people that'll come up because you are not really interested in a guy playing a guitar. You're not really interested in jam. What you want to hear is something that reminds you of you and your friends in college. That's what you want. You want that anchor to be kicked off.
It absolutely freaks out an audience when you see, particularly with bands, kind of working their shit out on stage. Like, I remember the Lauryn Hill Unplugged? You saw a woman, and they said it was a full meltdown. And I'm watching it going, no, this is like, she's just kind of working this out. She was like, you know what? Because I haven't been on stage in a while, and this and that, and I'm working on. And she was just total. And people were freaking. The audience was horrified. Yeah. Absolutely, they wanted to hear, "Killing Me Softly." They wanted to hear all the Fuji stuff. She was like, so I'm just gonna work out some new songs, and and she would do like 10-minute explanations of why the songs were this way and this way. And everyone just thought we're watching a woman having a nervous breakdown. And I'm like, no, you're watching a woman work her.
So you dug it.
I completely dug it because you're watching her work it out. Because you never get to see that process. Like, imagine, let's say, like a Dylan, that mid-period where he was just, the albums are kind of flying out of him. But at some point, he has to work it out. At some point, you would love to see that process.
Here's Ralph. You're on Ron and Fez.
Hey, guys. How you doing?
Yeah.
The classic rock stations, I'm noticing, are turning into the oldie stations. You got the same DJs playing the same music, and it's nothing new, and it's boring.
Well, it's boring, but more people will listen to that than new music. It's that fucking simple. And better demographics. So basically, if you want anyone over the age of 25, you have got to give them stuff they've already heard. You've got to.
Yeah, you have to hit them with stuff
because they will not come to you. After the age of 25, people are not looking for new material. Here is Danny. You're on Ron and Fez.
Hey, guys. How's it going?
Yeah.
I've seen Carlin 17 times live. Every single time the guy does almost 90% new material and always addresses the fact that he's going to do a little bit from something you've heard before, but he always puts a nice twist on it.
To go back to the other guy who said that he bombed, I'm not saying he's always doing the greatest material. I'm saying here at 70 years old, he's putting out new material. That's and the audience shows up to see new material. I can't think of anyone in music 70 who would show up and do an hour of new material for their audience.
No,
and any audience that would put up with it.
Yeah, even the jazz guys, because mostly now in their 70s.
Right.
Like even like a Duke Ellington, who's like, I'm going to premiere new material. He still would throw "Take the A Train" and "Sophisticated Lady." He still had to play those songs.
Here's Todd. Todd, you're on Ron and Fez.
What's going on, buddy?
Yeah.
Yeah, Neil Young did that in the early 70s with Time Fades Away. He recorded all new material live, and he said he'll never release it on CD, he said, because he said the fans hated it. He wanted to hear, hard everything his early Springfield.
But, this is kind of an interesting thing. Rod Stewart now makes a career of just putting out albums full of cover songs from different decades.
Yeah.
Because those people, they love Rod Stewart's voice, his audience. They don't want to hear him write a song anymore. And Elton John goes the opposite direction. He attempts to put out a new album every year. Just about every year. And he never has #1 albums anymore, but he's the biggest touring act in the world.
And those songs that Rod Stewart, they're very carefully selected, too.
Right.
They are
by marketing research.
Yeah.
The same people who pick out the classic rock playlist.
Yeah, he did. His new album is like classic rock of the 70s or 60s and 70s, and it's very selected. It's a certain Creedence song. It's a certain...
Right.
Even the song, It's a Heartache, which everyone thought was a Rod Stewart song, that song will work for you because it's familiar. Most people think you've done it.
And these damn albums sell.
And
they sell more than Elton John's brand new material things. So again, people are not interested in music. It's that simple.
Yeah, like most bands now, like a lot of the hair metal bands, they're putting out cover albums. Def Leppard did one, Tesla just did one, Poison did one.
But look how popular that American Idol is. You do better when you sing a song that the people know. They will do better scores than if they sing a song that people don't know, whether it's a new song or not.
If that was original music, that show wouldn't have even lasted the first season.
Here's Joey. Joey, you're on Ron and Fez.
Hey, Ron, how you doing?
Yeah.
I really think we can blame the whole issue with rock, with the record companies and corporate radio here in America. They're putting out the same band with the same sound with different names. And most people are getting tired of it. If you go over to Europe, let's say a band like REM has been around for 20 years, they're selling out stadiums. And you go to America, they're not selling out anything at all. And they're not going to get any airplay on any alternative rock station anymore.
So REM bigger in Europe than they are in the United States?
Oh, hell yeah.
I would agree with that.
Yeah.
Yeah, most bands are right now, they go to Europe. I mean, even newer bands that are fairly well known here, first stop is Europe. Patti Smith, who just put out a great album, she's spending the bulk of the summer in Europe.
Yeah.
Because that's where the audience is.
I heard her say the night that I went to see her, too, that this song was already number 12 in Italy, number 14 here. And I don't think it charted in the U.S., did it?
If it did, if it cracked the top 100, it'll be a miracle.
All right, that's just about it for us. We'll see you guys tomorrow. Take care.
The Ron and Fez Show. XM 202.